No, we're
Hey,
waiting on you, man.
Oh shit, I'm sorry, dude. I was in the
That's
middle
all
of
right.
something stupid. I didn't realize it would take me so long.
Trust me, we're
no.
doing good time. We're doing very good time. So
So Jack, you said you wanted to wait on Sicky T's reaction, or do you want
yeah,
to
I
get
said,
like a
well, we
general?
can because the credits in this are quite long. I think that would be quite good. Well, we can
Yeah.
talk about
Oh
it as we
yeah,
go.
yeah.
Yeah, get Sicky T's initial thoughts on the whole
So
thing.
you've still never seen this movie before, Sicky?
No, I just got done watching it like 10 minutes ago.
Oh really?
Yeah,
You
Yes,
gotta
it's
watch
very
all of
fresh.
it, 3 hours.
and this is going to be Sicky saying everything he hates about the movie, and us three reeing in the corner. No, Sicky, you're wrong.
Oh, he didn't like it?
No, I don't know.
Well, you'll find out. You'll see.
I haven't seen this movie since 2013, I think.
Wow.
But I each time I watch it, I like it more though. So
Yeah, same here.
That's
me go
also
ahead and-
interesting. That's interesting.
Let me know when you guys are all ready to click play.
I'm at
and then
the
I'll-
break
I'm
of
ready.
dawn
Ready to
on the Universal logo.
I haven't even got that. I've just got a black screen, but because I'm watching it on DVD, it's probably good if I'm behind everyone else.
Yeah. Yeah. For
So
sure.
I'll race ahead. How you been, Clayton? Anyway,
what?
how have you been?
Busy. Jesus.
You seem busy.
Yeah.
Dropped off the face of the earth. We all thought, oh god, there's something.
I
happened
got
to
the
all-
COVID.
Good.
Oh, I've been doing all kinds of stuff for the channel and stuff at home, and
I was going to say congratulations on your
Because this-
200,000
Yeah.
subscriber.
Yeah.
mark.
yeah, it's
Whoa, excellent.
Very good.
Thank you very much. It's Jesus, who downvotes a movie they rent? 788 downvotes. That's funny.
This is probably going to be the most highly praised video of Hulk that there is on the internet.
Well, I'll tell you, man. I keep seeing people say that it's like a underrated movie. Like when I showed you all those reviews,
Mm.
the recent reviews.
Oh yeah, people go
I'm ready.
back to this and they're like, "This isn't Marvel as I know it."
Yeah, I don't like the other version that much. The 2008 movie.
I don't like either of the other versions.
It's
I
not
prefer
bad.
the 2008 to the Avengers Hulk, honestly.
Yeah, the Avengers Hulk is worse because it's like a cartoon at that point.
Well, you see him
Which, I mean,
dabbing,
this
and
one-
you're like, "Yeah, Hulk's dabbing now. That's what we want to see."
It's like it's supposed to be a little silly, but it's not supposed to be like Jolly Green Giant. You know what I mean? Like
No.
that's
Yeah,
how I feel the new ones.
I think the
Yeah, the
TV
word-
version of the Hulk is better than those other ones as well.
I've got a funny story about that, by the way. When we start watching this movie,
Yeah. Well, are we all ready?
I'm synced
Yep.
up.
Yeah,
All
ready
right.
to go.
Yeah, we might as well do this then. All right. Okay.
Are we
3.
live?
No.
Are
We're
we
not live. No, we're just going to record it and then I'll upload it. It's just because I can't be bothered to. If the
Gotcha.
stream drops out and shit, it's like, whatever. Anyway, here we go. 3, 2, 1, play.
So this is another movie I didn't get to see in theaters, but I tried to buy it on home video, and my dumbass ended up buying like the pilot episode of the TV series on VHS. So I was like, damn, this movie, like, this can't be the new movie that just came out. But it was one of those times where they tried to like rip off the new poster. Like it had a big fist that was green. And so like it
I
fooled
hate when
me.
they
I
do
was
that.
like, oh.
I think I know the
Yeah.
cover.
Yeah. I mean, I liked the TV show. By the way, this music is awesome.
Danny Elfman's score in this is amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing because like he was brought on so late. Like he had to cover Jeff Dana or whatever his name is.
It sounds a little bit like Alien 3 in parts to me.
Yeah, that little this little bit that we're hearing now. Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
that. I thought it sounded a bit like Mass Effect as well.
Hmm.
It's not as electro.
I will say a nitpick of mine is I hate how quick the title is. Even though it just says Hulk, it like just comes in and out really quick.
I was gonna say the same thing. That's probably my least favorite film.
I like this opening though. It's so weird. This whole movie is fucking strange compared to like
know.
other comic book movies.
Yeah.
It's almost like an acid trip of like a superhero film. But that's
really
one of
is.
the reasons I think it's so interesting.
Well, this is the thing. Like, I'm
It's like
surprised this film didn't win like awards for its editing.
oh, for the wait. When you say editing,
Oh,
do
did
you
it?
mean like
Did it win awards for its editing?
no? But what do you mean by that? Do you mean just the comic book stuff, or do you mean
No,
like
I mean all of it.
all
Like
the
the
other
comic
shit?
books, the fades, the wipes, everything. Like the whole editing
People
of this
used to
film
get
is so
real pissed
tight.
off. People used to hate the split screen of like all the different camera angles when this
Yeah,
movie
like
came
even
out.
like
But even if you look like then, it said music by Danny Elfman, and the half the text was hidden behind his glass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
rather than-
I like that too. Yeah,
there's just so much like artistic creativity in this film.
Mm.
yeah,
Like,
especially with the
Yeah.
art design for like the all the equipment and shit
yeah.
that the Hulk
Siki,
like destroys.
what did you think? Can't lay it on us.
Well, just quickly, did you guys like this film like straight away the first time you saw it?
No, I did not.
I
Okay.
did.
I thought
I
personally.
had a rule when I was a kid to only ever go to the
Oh, Dennis
cinema to see a
Muren.
film. Yeah, Dennis Muren worked on
Oh.
this. Yeah. I always
the
said that
CGI.
like I would only ever watch a film at the cinema once before it's released on VHS, and this was the first film I saw as a kid that broke that rule. Like I was like, I need to go see that film again, so I went straight away to see it again.
So you loved it.
I loved it. Yeah. So
Right.
what
I
was
didn't know what to think of it the first time I saw it. I was like, this is not what I expect. I didn't hate it, but I think I didn't watch it again until much later.
Mm.
Like after the 2008 version, I went back to it. I was like, holy shit, this is interesting.
You sort of enjoy it
And I've
more
seen it.
the more you watch it.
Yeah,
the more
I've
you
seen
like
it. Yeah, I've
There's-
seen it about 4 or
there's so
5
much
times,
in
and
it.
each time I watch it,
There's
Right.
too much to like take in, I think. So that's probably why every viewing is kind of you appreciate a little more.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
it's
like there's a
kind of like
lot of rewatch value with this.
Yes.
pick up on different shit, or at least I do. Like every time I watch it, I pick up on like something that I didn't even think about the last time I saw it.
Okay. Well, I didn't like it after my first viewing. So hopefully, I
see.
mean, I guess I could, if I watch it again in the future, maybe I'll like it a bit more. Maybe, oh, well, in future, I'm watching it right now.
Are you actually watching it again straight away after?
Yeah, I'm watching it again.
Good man.
Sure, of course I am. No, I didn't really like it. I'm going to be honest. I respected Ang Lee for trying to focus in on the whole Jekyll and Hyde aspect to make it more sort of deal with the psychological
Yeah.
elements. And I
Mm.
really loved the whole father son, well, the father child between both Bruce and Betty, because they've both got that going on.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, but no, I don't think it really worked. Ultimately, it still just kind of felt like it was a bit.
How do you ban
Kinda-
someone from Discord?
It just felt a bit like it was kind of trying to go for that, but then it didn't work, and it ended up just being a big green man jumping about. Like it felt disjointed to me.
Do you think that might have
see,
been
I
one
can
of the
actually
things
see
that
that.
held it back? Was the fact that it just was the Hulk, like in general?
Yeah, I think you're always going to struggle to
Actually,
to pull that off with a big green
I
angry
think
man.
I see what you mean, Siki. I mean, obviously, I like this film, but I think I completely understand what you mean. Had the Hulk been
That's
like
such a
the
cool-
sort of TV,
I like that too, Yaroslav.
You
When they're
talk about
overlapping.
the transition when she's in
Yeah.
the circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
that's the
make
other thing.
But if-
The
if-
transitions.
If the
Just-
Hulk, if the Hulk had been like the size of the one from the TV show, it wasn't like this overly exaggerated version of the guy, do you think it would have worked better?
Yeah,
He's, like,
probably.
50 feet tall.
Yeah, I think probably because that was the other thing. I thought the CGI Hulk looked. The CGI itself technically looked fine, but I didn't like the design. I thought he just.
But
looked,
you didn't believe it was really
He
like.
just looked like stretched, like horizontally, and a bit. No, I didn't like the way it looked.
Yeah, he does have a wide
Um,
jaw.
Like he could have been just like a 7 foot tall geezer, or maybe a bit smaller and a bit like obviously green, chunkier. That might have helped.
I love the like the bruising on Bruce's legs, like as he's a child. It's so fucking weird. That's another thing I didn't even catch when I watched the movie the first time.
Well, this is what I like
Where
about
you can
this to the 2008 films, because this is all precursor to why he can take the gamma radiation, whereas the next film it's like, oh, he
He
had
just got that.
Yeah, it's like, well, anyone can go through that fucking shit. Then like anyone can
Yeah, they
become the
gave
Hulk.
him like a specific
and
reason why he is the
literally
Hulk.
Yeah,
the Abomination guy just gets zapped, and then he becomes like the anti-Hulk or whatever in the other
he's
movie.
got like Super Soldier, the Captain America era, like Super Soldier.
Yeah, I don't like that. Like that newer, the 2008 version's too commercial for me. Like
Well,
it's,
Yeah,
I know I sound like a snob when I say that.
No.
But, like it,
Well, that's the thing.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like it's. No, go on, Yaroslav. I've forgotten my point. Sorry.
No, I finished. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say that gives the army the reason for wanting to research Hulk in this compared to like the other ones. Because if anyone can just become it by zapping Gamma, it's like
yeah,
then
like
the
fuck
army
it.
wouldn't be after him really. But in this, it's like they need him specifically because of what his dad did to him.
Yeah.
It feels like a movie Pink Floyd would have like made.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just like
it's so surreal.
Yeah. No, I mean it's cool for that. I don't know. It gives like everything weight. I feel like, it's not just like, oh yeah, romantic character.
Well, it's
Yeah,
also
I
like
agree.
the design of everything in this film. Like, I like the fact that he lives in like a nuclear test village. So if you look at it,
Yeah, I
this is
like
gonna
that
get
too, like
this
on
is going to get
base.
really weird. But like, if you look out the window where they're talking now, you can see it's just empty desert. Like nothing's there, and it's like all of this anger and everything is pinpointed into his household. It's like it feels very lonely for Bruce and his dad and everyone. Like
very secluded and
yeah, it's
isolated.
all adding to that sort of feeling of like
That
repression
shot of
and-
the green like mushroom cloud going off is the most like, and you see like that explosion on base where there's nothing but desert around him. It's so fucking strange and weird. It's
Mm.
like
yeah.
it's almost
Yeah.
like you're looking at his like this whole place where he lives. This is gonna sound really pretentious, but like it's like you're looking at his brain, and like you see that mushroom cloud like go off, and that's like what changes everything. Because
Yeah.
he's like secluded in this little house, like in like this desert of nothingness. And
Yeah.
then it's fucking I like it because it's just so weird and so ballsy for like going in these crazy abstract directions.
I think the just in that little brief sequence there, I think the editing works really well there, like the split screening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I saw that bit, I was like,
Super
oh, it kind of works how they've done this. Like you see the guy shouting down the mic as the dad's running up the stairs. I thought it was like, oh, this could work, but I think that was probably the best use of it throughout the whole film. Every other time, it felt like it just took me out of it. It was distracting. I thought.
It might
There's
have been
one,
a little too much. Yeah.
I
There's
agree.
one moment that takes me out, and it's where I don't even remember the character's name, but the guy that hates Bruce and like he explodes.
Yeah, and he like
Yeah,
gets
that's-
frozen in a
yeah.
comic book panel.
That was the only
Yeah.
part of this film that I'd ever seen in the years like before
Really?
tonight. It was just that shot out of context because everyone was saying how fucking shocking it was, and out of context, yeah, but also in context, it ain't that good either.
It's
I like
it's
it
out of
because it's like his character's probably the only bit of sort of real comic relief in the whole film. So like his death is kind of funny.
Well, it definitely made me laugh. There's also a bit when like there's a split screen of like 3 different shots of Sam Elliott, and like one of them's just a random shot of the side of his head, and one of them's the back of his head, and like it's I just don't think you needed to do that on that. Like it's I like that he's tried to do something interesting with it, but by giving you like all multiple different shots on the same screen, it makes the audience the director in a way because you can only focus on one shot, so you have to look at that one, look down here, look at that one, and it's like
That's why
I
this
don't
had-
know.
I get what you're saying, Siki. It's like if you're gonna do split screen, you have to show more context in the different screens. You can't just show like the side of someone's head, even if you're seeing the front of their head. In
if you're gonna do it, it needs to make use it when you're actually in maybe two different locations, something like that. But when you have the same shot from 3 different angles, it's like just pick a shot, bang. You know what I mean?
It's Tobey Maguire's competitor here.
Yeah.
Trying to hire that early 2000s young guy for the superhero films.
Yeah,
That would be an interesting watch. Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man.
Ah,
I always wanted them to do like Avengers with the original, like these original Marvel films.
That would have been very interesting because they're all tonally different. Like
Yeah.
X-Men, Hulk, Spider-Man.
they're just
Yeah.
like they just have more thematic weight, I think, compared
This is
to
funny
like
Yeah.
to watch this and see the Universal logo behind, but oh, sorry, in
It's
front
the
of it.
Lost World Universal logo too.
yeah, I know. Oh, I
Yeah.
love the film.
So Sicky,
See, this
did you?
is also one of the only movies that I've ever liked the mirror thing, where like he looks in the mirror and sees something else.
Oh, see, I love that in Evil Dead 2, is it? Where his like reflection
But
jumps out
that's
and
a
grabs him.
comedy thing.
Or
Like
called
this is
Casper.
Just because it's comedy
Casper.
doesn't make it bad.
no, I'm just saying this one's serious. Like usually when
Yeah,
they go
yeah.
for serious, like Freddy Krueger, like
Yeah, I know
got
what
your.
you mean.
Well, I guess that's comedy too.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's a good bit of geography coming up where you can see him biking up the hill, and you can see like the San
There's Lou
Francisco
Ferrigno and
Bridge.
Stanley. Did you guys get that? I did. Ha
Yeah.
ha. So
It's
clever.
It's like the most unsubtle cameo.
This was his standard first like dialogue cameo, I think.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, you can see as he's like biking up the hill, you can see like the San Francisco Bridge and stuff. So it's like you get the sense of where the film's gonna
Right.
basically end up.
Hmm.
This film has like a good, well-rounded, like beginning, middle, end. I feel like the more I watch it, the more I feel that like I get that from Independence Day I was talking about before, where it just feels like a like
It's structured pretty good.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it feels complete.
yeah,
Do you?
because
do-
like you
see,
get the
Jennifer
whole desert
Connelly.
sequence, and that's like a nice filling sequence,
Sicky, did you, after watching this for the first time, did you understand what we all said when we said this film is like basically serious from start to finish? Like there's no like gags like you get in any other Marvel film, even Spider-Man before this, with like the villain going, "It's the itsy witsy spider climb up the water." Like, you don't get any of that shit in this film. It's more
No, that's-
misery.
Yeah, I didn't get any of that. Didn't get any of that stuff. So I mean,
I'd
that
say
was
more
kind. That was
of the
quite.
gags come from like when Hulk's bending the tank like barrel
Yeah,
down
he
to
hits
the
himself
face
in
of
the
They're like
someone.
Spielberg gags. They're very
I can
Spielberg.
understand why someone might really hate this movie, because in a similar way to like a lot of Spielberg movies, they take themselves seriously, but there are moments of silliness in it.
Mm,
Like
Right.
a great example is like the gymnastics scene in The Lost World, like where people are
yeah.
like, "What the fuck is that doing there?" And this movie, I don't think it has anything that bad, but it does get a little, because this stuff with the frog, where the frog explodes, is like realistic. It's like, holy shit, that frog just fucking blew up.
Well, this is
And then you go later on.
the frog blowing up is foreshadowing his dad, isn't it?
I guess so. I never thought about that.
Because he
There's so much to
gives
talk about.
all of the gamma to his dad at the end, and that makes him turn into a giant bubble and pop,
I-
which is what happens to this
Nick
frog.
Nolte is so good in this movie.
Oh, he's
I
the
love Nick
best thing
Nolte.
in this film.
Yeah, I like that. He felt very like real, and like in some shots, he's just sort of like shaking a little bit, like he's totally
Yeah.
fucked up.
Think of all the harm they've done.
Yeah. You to me.
Take him out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even when he's like talking to Betty when she's interrogating him, like he just comes off like a pervert, like he's just like
Yeah.
it's
He's
just like
fucking-
yeah. She is so fucking gorgeous in this film.
She
so-
is. I was about to say the same thing.
I love
She
her.
is,
Like,
but-
where did they shot her? Jesus.
But because
Yeah.
I grew up proper loving Jim Henson's Labyrinth, so I can just see that like that little girl from Labyrinth. So I've never sort of thought of her in that way.
Just see yourself out, so you teach.
Well, it's like Ellie Sattler. Like I don't think of Ellie Sattler in that way either. I just think, yeah, Ellie Sattler, cool.
I can't believe
Yeah.
I'm older. than her.
I don't
I
think
did as a-
she's fucking hot.
Adult, but like as a kid, it was always Sarah Harding for me. I don't know why, because Ellie Sattler's more attractive than Sarah
I've
Harding.
never been
but-
attracted to any
Yeah.
of the Jurassic women.
No,
You cannot say you're not attracted to Claire Deering, Jack. What the fuck?
I said
Yeah.
when I was a kid, I wasn't.
Okay, there we go.
It's a different
Except for
claim.
Amanda Kirby. Amanda Kirby.
No,
Amanda Kirby.
I was shocked when I
By the
first saw
way-
this with this frog when I was a kid. I was like, Jesus
It
Christ.
looks
like,
real,
oh
doesn't
God.
it? Doesn't it look like they really blew up a frog?
Maybe
Yeah.
they did.
Maybe they did. There's
Check
no
the credits
no
where it says-
animals were
yeah.
harmed.
I just
It says one
I
I think
love
frog.
there
that.
is there is old footage of them testing shit on animals like this. I don't think that's real, but
No,
the
this-
Russians have got like dogs with their heads cut off and stuff that's still
Ugh.
moving.
Jesus.
used to
Oh
that.
yeah, I've seen stuff like that before. Yeah.
Oh man.
All right, I got to see what she said here, because someone commented on their banter here. Like Betty had a good comeback, and I never caught it. There's something about his like biological parents. I don't know how to.
I can't have subtitles on mine. I've got no subtitles for some reason on this version.
Yeah, me neither. Shit.
I've got them on mine.
Yeah.
I just literally cut them on though.
It does
Alright.
say subtitles.
So she's
on the
asking about
back.
his birth parents.
Yeah, he's like, there we go again, full circle, whatever. And then she says something I can never catch. Let me just put the volume up. How's that?
Dad, they died before I could remember anything. Why do you always come back to this?
We're literally synced up perfectly.
Guess I figure there's more to you than you like to show. Guess there couldn't be any left.
That was so funny. I could hear your version and see mine, and the lip syncing was
It was the
perfect.
same here. It was
Yeah.
totally synced up.
He's a little ahead, but not by much.
Yeah, I guess there wasn't anything that funny there. That guy probably just had a bad sense of humor. I love Talbot. He's just such a dickhead.
I know.
Yeah, I
These are
kind of like him too. He's a
He's a good
he would be
villain.
a good Jurassic Park villain.
Yeah, I was
You could
gonna say
see him
he's
getting eaten.
Is Talbot
Yeah.
anyone in the comic books? Because I have no idea. Like,
Yeah, Talbot is he's like Ross's right hand man. I forget what's his.
but he
what's his
doesn't
rank.
become like a superhero later on down the line or anything.
No, he's essentially, he doesn't look like him in the comics, like most of these guys don't, but like he pretty much plays the role. Like he's worked under Ross, and then he has his own division, and he's kind of like a dickhead throughout the comics, like he is here. Yeah, but he was in the Agents of Shield, from what I remember. But
I
never
always
watched
thought that the choosing of Talbot was a reference to the Wolfman, but
Oh yeah,
Mm.
I never read Hulk that much as a kid.
Yeah, I
be
have
strong.
my like knowledge of all these superheroes is very limited. That's probably why
I know a
like
lot
Hulk.
about X-Men and Batman, but when it comes to Hulk, I don't really know too much.
Well, Hulk is just this movie here. I think captures Hulk as accurately as you can in terms of like his like
the tone.
The
messed up.
tone.
Yeah,
and-
he's always had like a dark tone in all the comics. He's always been the darkest. That's why this film went in this direction. But like the whole desert base, everything like that. Like there's so many like '90s issues of the Hulk where there's like literally like comic, like there's like panels that this movie took directly from, and it looks just like the Hulk in the '90s, like jumping on helicopters in the desert and shit. Here we go.
Oh wait, I really like Eric Bana in this movie so much more than Ed Norton or Mark Ruffalo.
It's because
Yeah, I
he
like
plays
him.
it
Actually-
straight.
Yeah, he
He's
plays like a
he's-
recruit.
Yeah,
Like I can't imagine Edward Norton getting very angry at all, to be honest.
no, or even being
But,
intimidated by it, or be like, "This is
Yeah.
fucking
Have you not
meth
seen
head trying to kill
History
me."
X? He gets pretty angry.
Oh
in that
shit!
film.
Yeah, that's true.
He gets very angry in that.
I take it back. Yeah,
Talbot.
very angry indeed. He's not. That's the guy, that actor who's got coronavirus now, hasn't he? How about
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Oh, really?
The guy,
Oh, wow.
well,
The
he
Asian
got
guy?
over it, I think, or he's getting over
Oh,
it.
dude, fucking
Yeah.
Jin from
today,
Lost.
Pussy Galore dies. Did you?
Yeah.
I know Yaroslav saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that. Yeah, not from the
It's
virus. though.
tragic. No, but Alex Kittner's mom died from the virus. Apparently,
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
she was still alive. To tell you the truth, that's
Mhm.
why it was shocking to me.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I don't mean to change the topic, but when he said Benny's dead or whatever, like, see, I couldn't really talk about this movie with anybody, so I'm glad I'm talking to you guys about it now. But I don't know if you guys heard the dialogue right there, and he's like, "Oh no, Benny's dead," like the old janitor or whatever. Do you think he killed the old janitor to
Yes,
get?
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it's hinted at a lot that he's done some very nefarious things to get to where he is.
I like that transition when it goes.
I
into the
did too.
photo.
I was about to say that looks fucking really,
That's one
really
where
cool.
it works really well.
They do. Yeah. They just, there's a lot of interesting.
The thing do you understand as well, Siki, when we say this feels like it could exist almost in the Jurassic universe, like in terms of its what actually happens, more so than the actual filmmaking?
Not really. Don't
No.
know anything
Really?
about that.
The science bits.
Yeah, the
guess,
science stuff, and also the way it's not the way the editing like is overlapping each other, but the way it's shot and how seriously it's taking itself. To
Mm.
me, seems
I love this.
Mm.
like
Yeah.
if you replace just replace all the superhero shit with dinosaurs, and it feels like
Yeah, they don't do
a
anything.
Jurassic Park movie to
Spielberg.
me.
Yeah, it follows
Yeah, I
some
don't really get that. I'm going to be honest. Like with the Twister, I can see what you're saying. I get it on that one
Mm.
Well, that's
definitely,
because
but not
that
so
is
much
a
in this
Jurassic
one.
Park film, so I don't see how you can
Yeah,
misconstrue that in any way.
Something about this
People-
movie that feels sort of dreamy, like
Yeah,
like
well,
an,
it's a
it's
letter.
like,
Mm.
It's always
but it's
out of dreams.
yeah,
yeah. It's like the
That
whole
feels like right there.
yeah, like the fractured, the way they edited it kind of lends itself to being like the way that
Jesus.
Bruce's mind is working.
it also
Mhm.
deals with trauma in a really like direct way. Like she has a dream about Bruce killing
It's
her
also-
as a child, and his mum gets
Yeah.
murdered or like manslaughtered or whatever by his dad.
It's
So-
interesting. Yeah. Well, these are like their dreams. This is how they connect, that they've known each other before their professional careers. Like this is like they've lived. I mean, obviously her father put away his father, so they don't know this about each other yet. So they're just kind of like,
By the way, that's a fucking
Setting up-
crazy secret to keep from
Mhm.
people. Like,
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
think about how traumatizing and psychological like madness must go on from that.
yeah. This part always kind of, when I saw this in
Creepy.
theater, this got me really good with the dog when it like bites or barks at him.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
creepy
Come on!
poodle.
it's like the
That's why
Jason
everybody hated
kind of vibe.
I'm okay with the poodle being in the film. Like, I think it's an interesting. Like, it'd be too much of an easy decision to just have like 3 pit bulls versus like random
Yeah,
dog.
I mean,
like
it was
Yeah,
funny
yeah,
to see
yeah,
like
yeah.
a giant mutated poodle. It's funny.
Yeah, watching
Yeah,
this back,
didn't
this
like that.
movie is kind of mean. Like it's a little mean spirited. Like
It is.
Yeah,
I
well,
haven't
that's
seen it in about
comics.
7 years. It's which I like, but I'm looking back at it and I'm kind of like, damn, this is a little I don't want to say dark because that's not exactly what I'm saying. Because obviously it's dark, but it's like it's a little hateful.
Yeah, takes no prisoners. It just fucking. It's a force plowing through everything. I don't know, like
It's hulking out, is
the-
what you're saying.
Yes, exactly. It's a fury.
Maybe it's because I know what's gonna happen. That's why with this shit with the dog and like with their parents and everything, I'm like, fuck. There's
Well,
like
that's
not
why
an
this-
ounce of love in this film.
Well, it's so like, I think this is why this movie got so much backlash, because after like a fun movie like Spider-Man, everyone they're expecting like Hulk to be in the same vein, but you get like this
Yeah.
fucking art house film. It's like, oh shit, this
And then like X-Men 2 was super blockbustery, which I like
Yeah.
X-Men 2, but that's like your standard
Do you know what?
popcorn movie.
I've never seen X-Men 2.
What?
Dude, you're fucking missing out.
I
The
haven't
White
seen-
House scene with
I haven't
Nightcrawler.
Oh,
seen
dude,
X-Men
that was
Yeah, that's a
2.
great one.
I haven't seen X-Men 3. I haven't seen Wolverine.
Past 3.
I haven't seen Logan.
Dude, look at Eric Bana. Like, there's shots of the Hulk where he looks just like Eric Bana right there. Like when he was looking at the monitor. I gotta do like a picture comparison, because like I've been looking through a lot of Hulk pictures because I'm resculpting this thing here, and I'm just like baffled at how good they got his like you don't really notice it until you look at a still of the Hulk. You're like, holy shit, you really see Eric Bana in that.
Mm.
So weird that Dennis Muren passed on Jurassic Park 3, but he did this, and what else was he doing at the time?
I have no idea.
He did War of the Worlds after this.
That's the first glimpse of
But-
the Hulk. Yeah, this came out 2003, so he probably got tired of Jurassic. Honestly, he probably just wanted to dip in some other.
I can imagine I love that shot, by the way, of his dad and the dogs outside. That's
Yeah.
so comic booky.
Yeah, and they're just.
That's one of those
gone.
comic books that says like fucking shit that you bought as a kid and you're like, what?
Yeah, yeah. When he first meets it, when his dad like reveals who he is, it's such a fucking good scene.
It's fucking creepy though, isn't it? Like where this poor man's like in bed and he's like, I'm your
Yeah.
fucking father. It's in your blood.
Yeah.
You need to give it to me.
Your name is
He's like, Jesus Christ, get out of here. Call the orderly.
I know. It's Banner.
He like tries to push the button and he's like, no.
Wouldn't it be great if Mr. DNA had a cameo in this scene where he turns his computer and it's like, I'm Mr. DNA. Your son's
Yeah.
DNA is
See, one of the Jurassic Park 4 human hybrid concept art things with the Triceratops head, I swear they just took Hulk and put like the Triceratops head on its body.
Oh, they might have done. I'm going to look that up.
Yes, I remember that. See, this is Jurassic Park right here. Oh, gene sequence.
And the science stuff is what gets me because it feels very. It takes itself seriously with this shit. It doesn't just graze over it like a Marvel movie where like his balls got zapped and now he's strong. You know what I mean?
see what you're saying,
Ang Lee's wife is a geneticist. They took a lot of her.
Oh, really? That's cool.
That's why everything's proper in this film because he's been like going over notes with her to kind of, make it seem valid.
Well, yeah, that's the thing.
Spider-Man,
Like, I remember when they were promoting this film, one of the things they were saying was like, the Hulk is a ridiculous character. Like Spider-Man is a guy in a suit, like a kid. Whereas this, we've got to make a man like 12, 13 feet tall, big and green, and he just keeps getting bigger whenever he gets angry. And it's like we've got to really sell
too,
the
because it's
audience
like
on that idea. And it was like, okay, I like this idea.
It's also got like this sort of retro 60s, 70s sort of feel with how they approach the science. Like it's not a 90s or 2000s sort of lab. It's like an old-fashioned. I don't know how to explain.
There's like less automation and stuff like that.
They conduct experiments and talk to each other. It feels like something that you would see in like a 60s or 70s, like.
Or like the
It
year
reminded
the
me
comic
of,
book was written in.
The accident when Bruce gets zapped by the gamma rays reminded me of like all those experiments about radiation that went like you read about,
exactly,
like from the 50s, the 40s and 50s.
And it's
like
they even put it in like negative, and it looks like it could be straight out of like a 50s The Fly movie or something.
Yeah, The Fly. That's a great example.
I like that little close out. Yeah, Talbot is such a dick, but that was a good exchange.
He's a prick in this
I like
movie.
the shot of his lingering shot of Eric Banner's eyes as he's leaving the room. It's just this little box of him in the corner staring at him. It's like
yeah, gets the whole point.
I have to say, I really wish they would have committed to a sequel to this.
But I know, same. I don't know if they would have carried this weight, like the same.
I'm glad this is its own thing, one and done.
I don't know, Jack. Like the
I
way
would love to see their Abomination here, or the leader,
or any of the other villains, because like in the Incredible Hulk, because that movie they took a script that was supposed to be a sequel, and you can tell, and they just Marvel-fied it, and it came out like such a studio. It came out like, who fucking cares about this?
So this guy's supposed.
By the way,
to
I
be
love the fact
Rick
computers are actually normal in this movie and not like all fake.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know that. Beep 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 beep.
So
this
why
is
does he?
supposed to be like the whole Rick Jones. If you guys know the comics, like Rick Jones is like a guy that stumbles on the test field or whatever, and Bruce Banner goes to save him. So this is kind of like an
Okay.
like, sacrifice.
It's a bit weird that he just sort of lays hunched on the floor though and doesn't run. But I guess it has to.
It's like there's nothing he can do.
Yeah.
I love this
And I
part
like
too.
Bruce just tries
The
to
heart
absorb.
beating.
He absorbs everything.
Yeah, the whole blast.
Yeah, but there was like a revolving door into the room, wasn't there? So like, why didn't the pair of them just run out?
That's true. Was it locked?
I don't know. Maybe.
This must be like his recovery in one day. He's still wearing the same shirt. I always thought this was like days later, but like.
Wait, hang on. So if there was a revolving door, maybe they didn't want to go through because it would have exposed the rest of the lab or something.
Was there a revolving door?
I don't know.
Like something like that, yeah.
Like an airlock, was it? Like 2 doors. to go through.
It must.
It could
It
be,
has
yeah.
to be like an airlock because it's like.
But it just seems like after when it starts going to shit, neither of them have much urgency. He just sits on the floor like panicking.
Eric
and
Banner
obviously,
jumps towards it. He's like,
Yeah.
well, like he only jumps towards it when he realizes the other cunt ain't fucking moving anywhere. Like he's typing away on the computer trying to stop it. But I don't mind it. It's not a big issue or anything. It's just like
Sicky, you hate
His
it
reaction to
because of that very
surviving
reason.
is crazy. He's just like, he's so happy that the nanomeds, he thinks that's what saved him. And he's like, he starts talking about his heart beating and shit.
in his good knee or whatever.
Boom.
And when that tear coming from her eye is like so believable too, like she's like, Jesus Christ, dude, you're supposed to be exploded all over the walls.
Well, that's what's great. It's like now there's something unique about this guy. Like you said, like he's so like convinced by their work that it finally worked, but he's just the lucky subject that got hit by the shit.
Wasn't it in the original comic book? He was just out in the desert
like Green
and there was an explosion and he got hit by it. Was that it in the original comic or something?
Yeah, like they were testing the gamma bomb, or I don't know, I can't remember what the hell it was, but they were testing gamma rays. All right, here we go. And some guy's just driving his convertible, which is Rick Jones, who becomes friends with him, but like he saves his ass by throwing him in a ditch, and then he gets hit by the rays.
The shot of him in bed, like jerking around, it kind of looks a bit weird.
Look at these jellyfish in the desert, dude.
I know.
That's
Dude,
such a
There were so many
surreal
deleted
image.
scenes. They built a set. There's so
Yeah,
much interesting shit that they haven't released for this film.
what is the jellyfish? What are they about? Because it says in the titles that they took bioluminescence from him or something. But
Isn't that what
why did he
makes
do
him
That's
that?
why it
bright
turned
green?
green.
Yeah, that's why he turns.
I
Like,
know, but
bright
why
green.
would he? Why did he take that from him? Was that just part of stuff that he was testing the longevity and
I
all
guess
that
so.
cells? Yeah.
I have no
Because
idea.
jellyfish are really simple creatures, aren't they?
Mm.
If I say that, I don't know how to make one.
They start
Gotta
to
make a
introduce more,
jellyfish.
starting to introduce more purple in the film now.
Yeah, because he's got the purple chair and
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. I've never picked up on that.
Your
got the
name.
That's
purple
quite
blanket
clever.
on the bed.
Well, they slowly, even like the whole military base, there's like purple everywhere to kind of
Mm.
get the whole Hulk vibe.
Work here now. In
And
the lab.
Ang Lee plays the Hulk, doesn't he? He mocaps the Hulk in
does,
this. Yeah.
Are you serious? I didn't know
Oh, dude,
that.
Yeah.
if you watch
No,
the,
because
you
he
watch,
wanted, yeah.
watch the making of, you see him like jumping around in a leotard on top of a little toy tank and spinning it around, and everything the Hulk does is him. Like he plays the Hulk.
He's like, I'm gonna win so many fucking Oscars.
I think he does a good job. I think I'm with Sicky. I think there's a bit of the Hulk's head, his face does kind of look like someone put the widescreen on a bit. Like his head and his hair looks a bit weird. But aside from that,
Yeah,
like,
the
I
hair
think
does
he
look
does
strange.
retain the look of Eric Banner, and he also, like, obviously the CGI I think is really good, so it looks like he's actually there. But
I
They
wonder if it would have looked better if they'd used Eric Banner for that though. The motion capture.
oh no,
that
the
would be
motion
mad
capture,
fucking-
like the way the Hulk acts in this, I think is fine. That's all Ang Lee did, but he just did the movements. He didn't do any. They didn't like base his face. The Hulk's
Yeah, no,
face
no,
of
I'm
it.
saying,
no.
I'm saying, like, would it have looked cooler if it was Eric Banner's motion?
I
Might have
don't
been.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Might have looked a bit different.
When they designed the Hulk, they actually combined Eric Bana's face, Jennifer Connelly, and Ang Lee's face
Jennifer
They-
Connelly.
Jennifer Connelly's
Yeah.
in there.
in the Hulk's design. Yeah,
Why
Oh,
Jennifer
Dude,
Connelly?
look at he's got such a convincing reaction to all this.
I wonder
he's
why they
like,
put
listen-
Jennifer Connelly's character in Hulk's design.
I think it's the
Maybe for
like
empathy or
I-
something to make it a little more,
Yeah,
know,
'cause
not
they
make it so,
didn't- They didn't want to make him like a complete monster.
yeah, like an asshole jumping around the desert killing people and shit. They put me away for 30 years.
30 years. He's like, what the fuck am I? He's like still dreaming.
If Nick Nolte was this age,
Yeah.
if Nick Nolte was this age and looked this way today, I'd love him to play like some sort of Jurassic character. This Nick Nolte.
Yeah, he feels like such
Ugh.
an evil son of a bitch. Like he's skinning dinosaurs and
Yeah, you want him to play like this real evil, like.
Him and Roland Tembo partner up. We will harness it. This is like he got in a mugshot when he was shooting this film. That's why he looks like a fucking crackhead.
Yeah.
Here in the mugshot, 'cause he had this.
He plays crazy really well.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I think he is fucking crazy, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's his method.
probably.
He's method, but he just didn't drop the role after he finished the film.
He's still Bruce Banner's dad this whole time.
He loved it so much.
just
He's
love
still
how
like that to this
sleazy.
day.
I love how sleazy he looks. He just looks like a fucking bum. His like stroll is really like casual.
Yeah, like he's been drinking in the corner for a
Yeah.
couple of days.
Yeah.
The way Bruce shakes is great too. Like you can tell he's just fighting back so much like anger.
Yeah. No, I know.
What are you guys seeing on screen right now?
The mouse
rat-
and well,
rat-
now I'm seeing the laptop and the
Yeah, same.
Laptop. Yeah.
He's
Okay,
about
because
it.
I accidentally tried to pause so I could keep going, and
Oh, you know,
I ended up
forgot
clicking the
about
menu
the
button.
mouse.
Oh, the mutant rat.
I completely forgot he made that
It's so
puppet.
cool that it's
mouse.
like it's like this animatronic or something.
Is it? I thought it was CGI.
Oh,
Nah.
you thought that was CGI?
Oh wait, I haven't seen it yet. Let me have a look.
Oh, we're ahead of you?
Yeah, because I accidentally
I think we're
pressed the
ahead of-
menu button.
Oh, you'll catch up.
Oh yeah, it is an
I just-
animatronic. I've always thought that was CGI for some reason.
I love Bruce and Betty's like relationship because it's
Yeah,
just
I do
not,
too.
like Jurassic Park where it's not too romantic or like it's something serious, but they're being professional.
Sam Elliott's pretty good in this movie too.
Dude, everyone is great in this film.
Sicky's like, oh, for God's sake, what am I listening to? This piece of shit.
No, I think everyone
I'm
does a
kidding.
good job.
My pants are still on, Siggy. Don't worry, I'm not.
It was just the overall film wasn't for me, which I didn't think it was going to be. In
But you
terms of
gave
I
it
was
a
right.
try. That's what
You're
matters.
talking to
Give
the
it a try.
You're giving it 2 tries.
Like,
I just don't think like it. I liked what he was trying to go for, but
You just don't think it
off.
worked in the end.
Nah, and even just the whole I think the graphic style of a comic book has been done better in like Darkman, shit like that.
Mm.
The first time I saw this movie, I didn't know what to think of it, and I kind of moved on to all the other superhero movies at the time. And then I think a little bit after this was Batman Begins. It was pretty close. And then
2008, I think that came out, right?
I think 2005. Yeah,
Oh,
it was
2005,
close.
yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
but like after that, I revisited it when The Incredible Hulk came out because everybody was like, "Oh, The Incredible Hulk's so much better than that shitty Hulk movie." And I went back and watched Hulk, and I was like, "Yo, that Incredible Hulk's like the pussy version of this." But I mean, that's just what I thought. Like, and every time I've seen it since, like I've said, I've appreciated how fucking weird it is because it is strange.
They
Like,
would
it is
never
a
make a
fucking
superhero film like this today. No.
hell no. They would look at the dailies and be like, "You're fired." They would get like solo.
Get down from there, Ang Lee. We're not making this film anymore.
Get down from there, Ang Lee, take the balls off the motion caps.
yeah.
Leave the suit though. You can make him
Leave
walk
the
out
suit.
with his underwear.
Yeah. Fucking whitey tighty.
This large
fucking
Asian
Universal
man
lot.
just crying while he's walking away from the Universal lot.
I always like these shots of Bruce Banner in the green light.
Yeah, I did too.
This is like, yeah, that shot's pretty cool.
The-
This is the best part.
Oh,
Music,
yeah.
man.
I remember I was watching this with my dad in the theater, and I was like, all right, he's going to turn a Hulk now. All right, he's going to turn a Hulk. You know, like, I didn't know per se because I was relatively young, and my dad just, I don't know what. I don't think my dad liked this film, but I think he appreciated, like,
I was going for.
yeah, but he hasn't seen it in a while. Yeah, this is such a good, like, build up.
Yeah, because it's like it's fucking with his mind, and he's trying to figure out like what the hell is this guy saying to
Yeah.
me, and like
There's, like, so many things happening at once. And he's like, it's like what happens to a lot of people.
all this shit's bottled up, and when it just explodes. By the way, Eric Bana's performance of someone that's just like they've just exploding with like rage is crazy good.
He had to like reshoot it seemed like 5 times because they had to shoot from different angles. So he's like,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
super draining to.
I bet there was a
have
lot of extra footage that Ang Lee got of like the
Ang Lee's
backs of
like, that was
people's
good.
heads, their
Let's
ankles,
do it again.
just their elbows, just in one shot, like
elbow.
just moving up and down as they're talking.
Like the perspective of like someone stood on the street outside, he's covering everything.
He ends up shooting the entire world. Like,
Oh,
Gotta get the coverage.
everything.
Yeah, also
How-
I think they don't
um,
exactly make it like much of a stretch when you guess that it's the dad killed the mum, did you? Like, I mean, I got that.
no, but I
was
think you're
about
meant
to
to you're meant to know
I was
that
about to ask, how does that happen?
Mm.
How does he kill her? Because I don't remember.
they
With a
trip
knife.
over.
Yeah, yeah, I wasn't expecting it to go like exactly down like that, but I thought it was obvious that he was going to end up killing her in front of the kid.
But yeah,
I
well,
remember the first production still they released for this film was him against the wall like that. I was like, oh shit, it looks good. And there's like nothing. It's just Bruce Eric.
But it's like, yeah, it's meant to be like, you know, that the dad killed the mum. That seems pretty obvious. But the whole like him going to try and stab Bruce as a baby with like this butcher knife, you're like, Jesus
Right.
Christ, this
Yeah.
guy fucking that's
Fucking
dark.
nuts.
it reminds me a lot of Hook, actually.
This whole
Like-
part.
Well, you know the part in Hook where like
Oh.
they're coming back and they see like that the children have already been taken and it gets really dark.
Yeah, it's
Or they're
scary,
like,
that
the
bit.
children were screaming.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
children were screaming.
I have to say, there's a shot coming up I absolutely love in this scene where the big the gamma ray ball, whatever it is, that thing they're working on, he
Oh,
throws
yeah,
it
I
up,
like
and you
that.
see that police car pull up as like the ball comes and smashes it.
It's like breaks in half. Yeah.
It's like a nod to Atlas. When he lifts the
Oh.
world back.
Nice.
It could be because that gamma sphere is, I think the
Gamma sphere.
research
That's it.
laboratory. It's called the Atlas Research Center, and I forgot what city. It's a real place. Dude, the CGI is fucking
This
phenomenal.
movie's really well made. Like, look at him, like, just angrily looking at that ball.
Yeah.
Just him destroying the tables and everything. Like Michael Linetieri did all that. Yeah, this is really good here.
So we're now seeing Ang Lee perform right here.
Yeah,
I love that. It's
he's
like the
lifting up
guy,
the ball.
the
I love
Atlas
it,
guy.
yeah.
You know that statue, that like the guy holding up the earth.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's what he
Yeah.
does there.
The
yeah.
sound design is good when it hits the fucking building. It's like, it's really well fucking done.
Love the zoom in on his dad cowering, by the way.
Yeah,
It's
that
so. He's like,
whip cut.
what the
He just shits his pants.
look at that power that could be mine.
Yeah, this is fucking creepy when he was walking up to him. Really good.
See, this sort of size Hulk is what I was expecting for the rest of the film. I was like, oh,
Like
okay.
he's getting bigger.
But he gets fucking
Yeah, it's like-
massive.
Yeah,
To
he's
the
like
King
9
Kong.
This is where he should have stayed, like 9 feet, but then he goes, to like 15 feet.
Hey, I like him getting bigger because it's fucking
Yeah, me
creepy
too.
and
Oh no, I mean, it does. There's a big disconnect there. Like when he's standing next to Betty in the forest, he's like
Right, and
the
he
size
picks
of
her
the
up.
fucking cabin. Yeah, he's as tall as the fucking house.
dude, this is why I like the movie. Shit like this, it's so bizarre, but it's not stupid. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, exactly.
Like it never
could very
never
easily
crosses
have been
into,
stupid.
There's a
yeah,
reason.
they walk that fine line.
I just think what people probably find stupid about it is like Hulk's face. I really think Hulk's face is the big
Facial animation.
or just the
I
way he
love that.
looks a little bit in the face.
I love him
Yeah,
screaming. He's just like fuck you.
But,
And
I
then
wish-
this
yeah, go ahead.
just this zoom into his father like crying is great.
Yeah, like
Right.
how do they just fucking do that? You know?
He's covered in broken rubble and stone. That could be a little bit of foreshadowing, couldn't it?
Mm.
Oh.
Becomes stone, doesn't he? Oh, that's one thing I thought was a bit strange. Like the dad's got powers somehow from a starfish, hasn't he? And that's why like he
Well, the
changes
starfish
into.
is the regeneration. That's what the Hulk has.
Yeah.
They show
Yeah,
at the
those-
beginning.
yeah.
I don't know.
But then,
what-
like when the dad puts his hand on like a railing, and you see like a starfish
Yeah.
pattern appear, and obviously starfish. But that's what doesn't make sense because starfish just
was that starfish? I
take
always
on the
thought that
colour.
was the lizard. I always thought that was like the bearded
well,
dragon.
it gets like those little bumpy spiky things.
I
That's what
don't
I
know
thought was
what
a
it was.
starfish.
Yeah, it might be the starfish. I don't know what to think, honestly.
But it's like starfish just take on the texture and color. They don't actually become like stone.
Oh, I know.
Fucking
So
like
I'm gonna have to
lightning.
look at. I'm gonna have to look at that when it comes up because
I
I've
think it's
always
just the
seen that as
genes,
the
like, cycle.
bearded dragon, not a starfish. But maybe I'm wrong.
I thought it was a starfish myself, actually, but
Ah.
I think
Mm.
that's just like the genes like cycling through his like. It's like trying to reconfigure.
Well, see,
itself.
I've always looked at it as like that's what he touched because whatever he touches, he absorbs. So on his hands from his experiment might be a bit
Has
of a
his own
starfish. Yeah.
Nick
So he
Nolte
starts
jerking
to-
off in a scene in this movie, and his hand just gets absorbed.
It doesn't go back. It's like, yeah.
Oh, Bruce, give me your power.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, this part. See, like they had the balls to like shoot stuff like this and keep it in the film, you know. Now they'd be like, no, it's too much. Just fucking cut to the
I think a lot of people thought this was boring, if I
Well,
remember
yeah.
correctly, when it came out. They were like, "What the fuck is this? I just want to see him beat shit up."
Yeah, they thought it was a Greek drama.
It is a
much.
drama. Like,
It is a drama, yeah. But I mean, they just compared it like, oh yeah, it focused too much on being a drama than being a fun superhero flick. Like, well, fuck off.
I thought that's
wait
what's
5
so
years.
interesting about it.
But yeah, that's why Roger Ebert gave it fucking 12 thumbs up.
12
Yeah, Roger
thumbs
Ebert.
up.
Roger Ebert really liked this movie, and then he really did not like the Incredible Hulk, and he said, like, "This is what you get for like
Yeah.
asking for." Like, that's what he said in the review. He's like, "This is what you
This
fuckers
is what
get."
you get. I know. Oh shit. The young Bruce Banner.
Young
It's fucking
Bruce,
awesome.
come with me, Bruce. We're gonna have to do some
Attitude,
experiments on
so-
you.
Yeah, come in my Ram. God's glory Ram.
I heard you got attacked by a mutant poodle.
Yeah. I'll be back in Ghost Rider.
God, Ghost Rider. Ghost
I always
Rider's so bad.
I've always wanted to see a film called Ghost Rider Writer.
Right.
for
Ghost
that
Rider
title.
Writer?
Yeah, just to be a really annoying title for people to say. Oh, it's the film Ghost Rider Writer.
When
Yeah.
people were first recovering from the recession, like a few years ago, like 10 years ago, I saw Ghost Rider 2 in theaters, and nobody would go with me, and like not a lot of people were going to the theaters to see shit. And I watched that movie, and I was so shocked to see your boy in there, Jack. We were just talking about him, Christopher
Plummer?
Christopher Lambert.
Oh,
Of
Lambert.
course it
Yeah.
Lambert.
Well, he hasn't been in anything since.
And I was like,
he was.
why is the Highlander in this? And he was about to chop someone's head off too. It was so weird watching the movie. It was
I've
like,
never
who
seen
fucking
the
made
Ghost.
Ghost Rider 2?
I've never
I
seen
didn't
the
know they
Ghost
made a
Rider.
Ghost Rider 2.
I
What's that?
barely remember that movie.
I didn't know they made a second one.
Which one?
Well,
Nick
Nick
Cage in it and everything.
Yeah. Oh, Idris Elba's in it too, which is
He's actually
surprising.
really good in it. Idris
Yeah,
Elba,
no, that-
like I remember thinking at the time, that guy's a good actor. And then he blew up like after that.
Yeah, he sits.
Around the time he did like Beast of No Nation or whatever it was called.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
dude, look at this scrapyard. Fucking shit.
This guy would live in an area like that.
Now
Now,
it
now
smells
to
like.
make the conspiracy even deeper, is this the old janitor's house? Dun, dun, dun.
Oh yeah,
This is-
the
No,
old
I'm
janitor's dog.
kidding. Yeah.
What, Jana?
Bruce Willis gonna break in here
Oh.
and like try
Hey,
I thought you meant the. Oh yeah, the janitor
God
from
damn
this.
it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hey, pause the video, guys.
pause the video.
I'm gonna shut the power off.
What happened?
My TV shut off.
Are we all actually paused, or are we still going?
I'm paused.
I'll pause mine now.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
paused.
because the circuits on the upstairs of the garage are.
That's all right.
You flip the switch, everything shuts off. So I gotta start it up again. Game 1 second.
That's
the,
right.
Think of all
the
The maintenance shed at the other end of the compound.
Hey, just to go on a bit of a tangent while we wait for Yaroslav's computer. I just saw some images on
Guess you're that too
Twitter.
fast and furious.
I'm going to post them in the Jurassic fans group just so you guys can see. Look at this artwork.
Are we looking at?
I'm posting in the WhatsApp group.
In the WhatsApp group?
Yeah. It's all this artwork of like the Endoraptor
Oh,
being used by like military.
is that
fan
concept
art.
official concept art?
No, I think it's fan art.
Why has it got the red stripe?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I've
that
seen
what-
this before. Yeah,
Have
it's
you
pretty
really?
cool.
I haven't seen this.
Seen the
Was it-
one of the guy like hanging out with the Indoraptor feeding it.
See, this is the
Oh, right,
thing.
that's
Like,
it.
whenever people talk about dinosaurs in war in the Jurassic thing, they always visualize this, like Middle Eastern warfare. But I never envision that. I always imagine, like, in
At
jungles.
night.
No, I imagine
Yeah.
like jungle warfare, like in the Congo,
Like-
and like where there's
Colombia.
complicated terrain which vehicles can't get to, which an Endoraptor would be able to climb up,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I really like for something that was so heavily criticized, the idea of the acoustic signal attack on the gun with like the laser sight. Like that to me was so fucking interesting because I get it if you're when people say like why wouldn't you just shoot somebody like if you're already pointing the laser at it, but like you've got this animal that's can hide from thermal detection, it can sense thermal radiation, it's like I wouldn't call it bulletproof to every weapon, obviously, but it's pretty impervious to like normal rounds. And you don't like, you could send it after anything. You don't have to send it after people.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
even if you do send it after people, I mean, uh, forensic ballistics would not be a problem because like you could just have the Indoraptor like rip somebody to shreds. So why leave behind like a bullet that could have fingerprints and like all kinds of other information on it if you could just have it? And these were like black
until
market
someone,
people
yeah,
too.
but until someone goes, okay, let's have a look what we got here. We got some Endoraptor saliva. Okay, run a DNA and test on that Endoraptor. Let's find which cartel owns that thing. And then they're like, yeah, it's your Endoraptor.
I don't. Yeah, but even that's a little weird though because like they were talking about mass producing it. So I mean, it's.
See, but that's the thing. It's like just in
I
my
think
own
it
mind,
works.
I don't see. Whenever I envision like when in the Jurassic series when these villains are always like talking about dinosaurs in the military, I'm never envisioning like Middle Eastern warfare. I'm always imagining like in terrain where tanks and Humvees won't work, like jungles and all that sort of stuff. I envision them.
Well,
I don't know
yeah.
what I envisioned because they
used in
never
that
eventually
sort of
did it.
environment
So
rather than
it's always.
desert. Because like what?
Yeah.
Like imagine if they used the fucking Indominus camouflaging. Like what good is that going to do in a desert? It's like you're gonna see it. It's like oh, it's right there, even if it's
Well,
camo.
that's just where's the US at war? They're not in any jungles, are they, at the minute?
Well, no,
Well,
but
they
when
could
I
use, like,
think like
drug
Vietnam
war,
War
like-
and all that sort of stuff, it's like a
drug wars
future-
in Colombia or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I think the only like practical applications for something like that would be like psychological warfare, like
yeah,
thinking like, oh shit, the US are going to unleash this fucking monster on us.
This
Like it would
fucking
psych them out, wouldn't it?
impervious creature.
Like that
I
would be
think-
its greatest effect.
Or
I would
imagine,
have said.
I saw some people complaining about how Eli Mills makes that line of like using diseased rats in Russia or whatever, and they were like, "Oh, what's that going to do?" And it's like, well, if you think of the Jurassic franchise, imagine diseased compies. How fucking dangerous those things would be.
Yeah, but they wouldn't think that far into it though.
No, I know.
But
I
mean,
I'm just saying, like diseased compies.
Either way, are we
probably
gonna-
the most terrifying, like militarized dinosaur that you can probably think of because they eat people for one already, but also diseased ones, and they breed and can spread like a virus.
Probably hard to shoot as well. Moving about
Yeah.
all over the place if there's loads of them.
But anyway, yeah, we should probably continue on.
Yeah, where are you guys?
Nah, let's just keep talking. Keep talking about Jurassic. Nah, I'm only joking.
I'm looking at Betty looking at his like tanks of lizards on the wall, like her back's to the
Yeah.
camera.
same here.
All right, 1 second. I'm almost there.
I really have no business.
McNulty in this movie.
I
Man.
might just nip
He's
to the
so.
loo. I'm just gonna nip to the loo 1 second, guys.
Okay.
Oh, the lizards and shit he's got around his apartment or house or whatever the fuck he's in.
So it's showing her looking at it, or it shows the lizard, like a close up shot of the blue tongue.
Skinky thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Got a few skinks around where I live. They're kind of hard to catch though. I used to catch them as a kid.
Oh, wild ones.
Yeah, they're not that big. They're like smaller.
Okay, yeah, they can get pretty big. Like I think 2 feet or something, 3 feet.
The ones I would catch were like 6 inches.
Oh shit. Yeah, I have a friend. She's got a blue tongue skink, and it's like 2.5 feet or something. They're weird. They're just
Jeez.
snakes with tiny legs.
Yeah, pretty much. They're like fat snakes that can't really move that far, so they
Yeah.
use their little legs to like just position themselves.
Yeah, I know. This shot did like his like exotic pet do remind me of the lab in Jurassic World. They're looking at.
Yeah,
Same.
I was about to say that this movie syncs
I'm
up a
back.
lot with like the sciencey, like because some of Jurassic Park's science in the movies is weird, like the frog shit. You know what I mean? When they're doing the whole, we use the complete DNA of a frog to fill in the whole. You know, you never stop and think about like the fuck did they go for a frog for? And then
Right.
like
And also,
you know, in
like, they don't
Jurassic World,
explain how that exactly worked. They just show a cartoon sticking like a Lego brick. They just stick a code into another code. And, hey presto, whee!
that's brilliant exposition, by the way. Like how they did that in the first Jurassic Park is
Yeah.
so well done because it teaches.
Genius.
Yeah, like it makes sense for why they're setting out everything, especially in a cartoon manner. And I
Mm.
think the other films, when every time they have to like set something up, they've never worked as successfully as the original. Because like Hammond, as much as I love the scene, but Hammond in his bedroom where he's like, Isla Nublar was just a show, you know what I mean? Where he's like going on and on. It's like it's
the closest,
cool,
I'd say the
but
closest
I
to
can
that.
easily see someone going like, "Hey, this is just Palpatine going."
Yeah.
The closest we've got to that
Yeah.
in a Jurassic film afterwards, I would argue, is unfortunately just a viral video, which is the InGen Tomorrow Today video that they released.
That was
Wu.
good. That
Because
should have
if you
been in the
think-
movie.
If
Yeah.
you think like the Mr. DNA video is meant to be a video that guests see as they're going on a tour, whereas the InGen
Right.
Tomorrow Today video is meant to be an
Yeah,
advert
they should have
for.
shown that.
Yeah,
in the
they
beginning
should-
of the
somewhere.
film.
It should have been
Yeah.
before,
Like someone watching it on a TV or something.
Like
or
Zach
you
and Gray.
just have it
Yeah.
come up before even the Universal logo. Like you
Even
just have it as an
thematically-
advert before the film.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Like-
that would be cool.
Mm,
BD Wong going like, "What comes next?" Like, there's something about that that's just so
Well, it's corporate.
creepy,
It's a
like, you
corporate
fuckers.
video, yeah.
yeah, I do like that.
I-
yeah.
I like
my
that.
favorite-
Wouldn't our competitors like to know? I like that bit.
I like that too. Yeah.
But it's funny because
That's just
Colin
foreshadow,
and
isn't it?
Derek wrote the script for that. I've got the script somewhere. Like they've actually.
Hey, why'd they cut it out of the movie then?
Well, no, it wasn't part of the movie. They wrote it as a
It was
separate.
always-
Oh, they
script.
wrote it separate.
Yeah, it was a separate
Oh.
little mini film that they wrote.
I should have included it in the movie.
Yeah,
Well,
or
like,
the-
yeah,
or
like,
even
you
on
should
the
have
bloody
sat-
DVD, just somewhere other than
Yeah.
online.
Yeah,
Oh.
I mean, definitely.
The-
But like Claire
Sweet.
should have sat the investors down and like showed them that.
Yeah,
Or
that's
a
a good
little
idea.
excerpt of it.
Yeah.
But then again, maybe
I'd
that
rather
would
Serious
compare
Sam
too
Elliott
much
is.
to the first film if they had a scene where they sit down and do like a tour, like a Mr. DNA tour. Like-
Shot where Sam Elliott's just staring and so fucking pissed off.
Okay, have we clicked play?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Okay, all right.
Oh
here we go.
shit! Never mind.
I think Clayton's.
Yeah, I'll wait for you guys.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna click play
Just
now.
watch Nick Nolte walk with the blue rag.
All right, I see the lizard. I don't know where you guys are at.
I see the little lizard climbing in the tank, and she's talking to Nick Nolte on the sofa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I've just seen the lizard, the up close one.
All right. I'm gonna.
Yeah, I do really, really appreciate this movie.
So it takes
There's-
time with its characters.
Yeah.
It feels like this is a weird comparison to make, but you know how the first hour of Aliens is just set up?
Mm.
It's like there's some weird shit in there, like the dreams and like, did IQ points drop when I was asleep and stuff like that? But
Yeah.
it's
Hey, speaking of aliens, I want to do Alien Resurrection next.
I don't know.
That'll be good.
I hate that movie.
Yeah, but
I
Clayton,
like
come
the
on, let's rip
newborn
into it.
design. Dude, the CGI at the beginning is so bad.
Are you talking about
Like
the
even for
director's cut?
standard
The one with the bug on the
No,
window?
where the Yeah, that one.
That's
that.
the director's cut of the movie. Yeah,
That's not
we're
in
gonna
the
do
normal version?
theatrical. Yeah, we're not going to do that one. We'll do the theatrical version.
For the first
So-
time I saw Alien Resurrection, I was so excited because they had like the idea of like a limited number of aliens on the ship. I was like, oh, that's
12.
interesting. It's not like a hive or anything, but then it just escalates into like a wannabe Starship Troopers only taking itself too serious. Like, I fucking hate that movie. It's-
That's okay.
I appreciate lots of it, but parts of it, but like lots of it, I really just it's
cheese
fun.
fest.
But it's a fun film to watch. Like I do like watching it.
Mm.
The part where the dude at the end gets killed by the alien, like grabbing his head and crushing it.
Stefano.
Oh yeah.
His
Stefano.
reaction right before when he sees the alien, he's like, "Looks like I'm about to die."
Yeah. Does she not? Did she notice that he took her scarf?
Yeah,
seems
yeah,
pretty
she
obvious.
does.
What are you guys looking at right now?
She's just left his
All right.
place. He's closed the door.
Oh, I'm still ahead of you.
Yeah. Just
Tell me when you
transition-
get to the scene where Nick Nolte's holding it and walking by.
Well, I'm at Ross, like General Ross, talking to Banner at the chair.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're pretty close then.
He just leaned in and he's like,
I love that, by the way.
I don't want you anywhere near my daughter. Do you understand me?
I'm gonna fucking kill you, Bruce. He's so fucking vicious in this movie.
It's brilliant. It's just his look that his fucking girlfriend's dad. It'd be like this is most fucking girlfriends' dads, isn't it?
Hey, I've got a daughter on the way. I can't wait to be this man.
"You're right
He-
there. I don't forget a thing like that."
I believe.
You guys gotten to Nick Nolte walking by yet?
No, not yet.
No.
Walking by what?
He's
There's
going
a
to the
weird
dogs
shot.
again.
There's such an interesting shot when it's like a wide shot of General Ross and Banner, and it's like an overhead, like someone placed it on like the stairs or something. It's like a weird teetered angle. It's a really weird shot, but I like it. Herbal hair gel.
Yeah, herbal hair gel. That's what I mean. Like scenes like this make me think like when I said like this film's dripping with anger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nick
I know what
Nolte's
you
walking
mean. Yeah, he's-
past.
Yeah, he sniffed her ass scarf.
It makes me angry watching it. No, I'm joking. I don't like these CGI dogs either.
No.
Oh, so
Roger-
okay, I think we're synced up then. Because are you guys at the part where he just gave the rag to the dogs?
Yeah,
yeah,
it is.
yeah.
Okay, good.
Fucking
See,
shadows.
the thing I don't like about the dogs is like they seem to just like puff into smoke, and I was like,
I like that, where they blow up.
yeah, but there's when he throws the poodle off the car and it hits the tree behind it, it seems really like anticlimactic. It's like, that's it.
It was
It's like,
supposed to be way more graphic
mm.
storyboards. They were like he's like ripping the limbs off.
I just don't
Amazing.
think they make very interesting like enemies. Personally,
Well, you've seen a lot of cooler things since, so that's probably this was the coolest
This
shit.
movie's very early 2000s.
I remember the
Like-
first thing I saw of this film was the trailer, and I saw this shot of the Hulk spinning this tank around 3 times and flinging it through the air. And as a kid, I think the reason why I became obsessed with this film so much is, for me, I saw that trailer and I got that sense of awe and wonder that I got from the first Jurassic. It was the first time like a superhero film. made me
Really?
go, yeah, and I was like, whoa, he just threw that. I was so young. I was like, whoa, he just threw that tank like it was nothing. I gotta see this film. And like for months up until its release, all I draw in my school diary is this Hulk slinging a tank, like a spinning around like a bloody what do you call it in Olympics where they spin that? I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah.
now.
Oh,
shot
yeah.
put.
Shot
Whatever,
put, yeah.
shot.
And it's like,
I don't remember anything about this film. I don't remember seeing trailers. I don't remember people talking about it. I don't remember.
I
anything about
remember
it.
Teaser
the-
trailer's cool. Teaser trailer's pretty cool.
Yeah,
He's like
I remember the hype up for it, but a lot of other shit was more popular than this at the
Well,
time. Like
yeah, Pirates of the
Spider-Man,
Caribbean.
Pirates of the Caribbean, Lord of the
Same year.
Rings.
Dude, when
I
this
think I
movie
was-
came out, there's like 3 movies with the main character, one of the characters being named Bruce. I think it was this one with Bruce Banner. They had Bruce Almighty, and then Bruce the shark from Nemo. So there's like everyone. My sister's like, "Oh, there's 3 Bruces in the theater right now." I'm like, but
I think I was still on my Lord of the Rings high back then. I think.
such a pervert. Like the fucking pictures on his wall, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
at the time, I didn't know. Like again, I saw it on video later, and I didn't know what to think of it.
mm.
And I'm trying to remember because after that, I got really disappointed in X-Men: The Last Stand. That's when I
Yeah, that was
realized
fucking
that like
shit. That one.
it was
Yeah.
really bad, and everybody told me it was great. So I was so excited to watch it, and I watched it, and I was like,
No.
"This sucks." But then I remember a lot of superhero movies started to get really shitty back then.
Well, yeah, like
So I mean,
X-Men, yeah, like Wolverine, X-Men Origins. That was fucking
yeah,
trash.
X-Men Origins Wolverine is like a movie where I think that's one of those movies that was affected by the writer's strike, but at the same time, it looks bad. Like
That
it
was
looks
kind of fire
unfinished.
escape. Shit.
Yeah,
I like
yeah, the
that.
fire escape's really bad.
I like that we just saw a split screen where it was 2 split screens, but then they merged into the same shot. Like they brought the 2 cameras together. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Don't
I like
quite
when
know
they
how they
opened it.
did that.
But again, it's like, what's the point of doing that? Like, it doesn't serve the story in any way.
I
The
think it's
editing
just
has
meant to
serve
give
the
you the
story.
sense of like you're looking at a weird comic book. That's like what it's meant to
Oh, it is. Yeah.
do. I know what you
It
mean.
is.
Like it doesn't really
He's-
serve
He's
anything.
struggling.
But
He's struggling to like stay calm.
Yeah. This is like the good payoff comeuppance. Even though he doesn't die yet.
Yeah, I remember a lot of people didn't like this when it came out. They thought it wasn't.
I think the score really helped me enjoy the film. Like it's one of the first things I remembered. Like the music.
Same here.
Yeah. But like Jack was saying with the tank and everything, I was doing the same thing. I was like drawing. Like I didn't really know much of the Hulk until this movie came out. I was
yeah,
like, oh
same
shit,
here.
this is cool. Yeah. Like this is like he's super green, but like other than that, like they've done a good job
This
trying
movie's
to.
fucking insane.
Watch his his
That
dunes.
shit crazy.
They have this close-up shot of his dunes exploding. It's a great shot.
Dude, oh, the stocks,
Yeah.
yeah.
The socks exploding.
Oh yeah, we gotta do something.
Yeah,
with
they got a
that.
close-up of it.
Could
Best
you
shot in the
imagine
film?
compare this movie, like the tone and like what's happening with a few years later, the first Transformers came out. Like
Yeah, no.
this movie's kind of
God, he's massive.
it's just like look
I
at him
just love
grow.
him.
Hey, here's the
He's like
here's the
Yeah.
first. There's a
There's a
Jurassic Park
dude.
reference here.
There's
Yeah, with
actual.
the ripples in the water. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He did make that. I love that when he flexes like his name Chuck Norris.
The way his like
I don't
his
like the
body
ripples.
language.
Look fake. The ripples do look fake.
Yeah, the ripples do look fake. Yeah.
They use a lot of like reflective surfaces in this film, like mirrors and water and stuff. I guess to
Yeah.
like when he punches the water, the reflection.
Mm.
It's all
Mm.
about a split, seeing his reflection,
Yeah.
all that sort of stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, the inner
Here's the-
struggle. I'm looking at the man in the mirror. That should have been the credits
Theme.
music, like,
Yeah, the
like the end of
credits.
Godzilla '98 or something, like where they have the rap song.
Credit. I
They
think
have,
the end of the credits is Velvet Revolver, if I remember correctly.
That's like their only attempt to make it. I like this. The tree. Like it took me
forgot
so
all
many years
about
to
that.
figure out. It's such a good like creepy shot right there.
See,
But
that's a
the-
very Jurassic Park thing, like where she's looking in the trees and then she sees the.
Well,
It can
also this whole sequence is like the Lost
Yeah.
World.
Yeah,
They're
it
in
can
the
camouflage.
they're in the redwoods, and her car even looks a little bit like one of the Mercedes Benz.
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
Yeah, this is what I meant when I said it feels like the Lost World, like visually, especially when the like shadowy dogs and shit come out and you see them jump in the trees.
Mm.
Yeah.
They even use the
I love-
T-Rex roars in this, don't they? The ones.
They
from
do? I
Jurassic
didn't
Park.
know that.
Yeah,
Well,
there's
yeah,
a roar
the
when
dogs.
it's when the Hulk jumps up to the top of the
Oh, wait.
trees. You can and the one of the dogs is like holding onto the branch. If you listen carefully, you'll hear one of the Lost World
That's-
T-Rex noises.
Yeah.
Is that they also use
Isn't
it,
that like-
when they're in Jurassic Park when they go through the Dilophosaurus enclosures, there's a bird sound that's really like it's like recognizable. They use that right at the end of this film when he's in South America.
Yeah.
Oh, do they?
You noticed that, yeah.
That is Jurassic Park universe.
Is it
Look
confirmed?
at the
Hulk is in
CGI.
the Jurassic Park
Look at-
universe.
Look at the
He's
CGI.
just-
Look at that.
He's too handsome to be Hulk, I think. Too
Yeah,
handsome to
that's
be a
what I
monster.
mean. He's too handsome to be Hulk. That's the perfect way of
Like
explaining
he
it.
could be a male model.
Yeah, but I think that's why they had to do that. Otherwise, they'd make him look like a fucking
The
giant
Hulk.
asshole.
Yeah.
I think you can still make him look a little bit more monstrous. You just make him a little bit more angular.
Bit more rough,
Maybe they
rugged
just want
sort of thing.
Yeah,
Kind
they
of
just
a
connect.
I don't even.
I'm
Like,
sorry.
How does he
understand.
open the door? How does he open the door? That's like another question.
His
Finger-
pinky.
Yeah, right.
I have to
Uses
say,
a nail.
I like the designs of these dogs. I think they could
I
have
like-
been.
Like
I don't know, I
1950s
like-
mutants.
I just like the fight. They're so like all over the place, like unchoreographed. Like they're fucking. It's like a nasty brawl.
This is like if Mars Attacks was serious. Like that's what this movie is.
Yeah.
That's always the feel I've gotten for it is like the most batshit crazy sci-fi stuff you could think of, only like
With a big budget.
for real.
See,
yeah,
I
with a
would
big
say-
budget.
I would like to say if you tried to make Mars Attacks serious, it would be shit. That's maybe that's why I don't like it, because I
Well,
really
that-
like Mars Attacks.
That's funny.
Is this the bit where he decks the dog in the bollocks?
Yeah.
Bites him in the
Okay.
balls.
Oh no, that's
Yeah.
coming up towards the end, isn't it?
It's funny because he's just biting down on his leg the whole time he's fighting the other dogs, and he just like forgets about it. He's like, "Oh yeah," and just fucking smashes. He grabs him by the dick right here.
Oh yeah, here you go. Yeah, he punches it in the nuts. So like.
Poodle bites him. Nuts.
That's what I mean by
He
this
just
film
face
has
slaps.
comedic elements in it, but it's not the same as like the other.
It's like
Marvel
that's
stuff.
like a Steven Spielberg joke though. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the T-Rex roar. I just heard it. It's like a really weird like backwards sort of thing.
It's like a
Love this in the trees is fucking cool as hell. It's almost like an anime.
These are miniatures.
Oh yeah, the trees are yeah.
Who's that? What was that green shit that came from him when
That's
he screamed?
Gamma.
Yeah, he's got like.
Oh, really? That's like radiation.
Yeah, like he's fucking super pissed. I love. Oh yeah, is this? I'm not gonna say anything, Jack. But that's another thing. Big tree fall.
Yeah, I don't mind when he
Oh,
like
yeah.
slams his hands down on top of this dog and it like puffs into smoke because you don't see it. It's the poodle. It's when he kills
Yeah,
the
but-
poodle and he throws it off. It just looks a bit weak effects wise.
You have to make sure it's PG-13. You can. That's why that stuff is like that.
Or you can
Because
just,
what's
you just
But what's
throw-
happening
what-
there though?
But that's
to
what I
make
mean.
it do
It's
that?
like he just puffs into a
He
green
just-
smoke. What should happen is he throws it off and it just lands in a bush. Like you don't see it. That's it. That's all it needs.
Or it should just be like
Uh.
squashed to pulp.
I mean, he's already naked there, so they got to keep it as PG as possible.
I think this is the first time I ever saw a dude's ass in a movie. Was this movie?
Really?
It's
When he,
like-
like,
yeah, I think
dude,
so.
oh
Yeah.
God, when he snaps the dog's jaw with his shoulder flex, it's like Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what is
Wait,
it?
hold on. Do you see a dude's ass in Predator 2
I think you see
when
a
he's
lot.
like hanging
When
upside
that-
down?
yeah. Mine was probably
Yeah.
Starship
Maybe that was the
Troopers.
first.
Well, he was wearing like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
tunic things. Hulk ass. He's
Kung
already.
Fu do magic man.
He just farts when he bends over.
It's like green gamma.
Green camera.
Gamma fart. Fucking knocks the house over. I just thought it was like, I don't mind it, but it is. I think the Hulk when Banner when the Hulk transforms back to Banner, I kind of prefer it more in the Incredible Hulk because it looks like bones shifting, like the anatomy's changing. But here he literally looks like he's just like
Shrinking.
evaporating.
Yeah, he like
I don't know.
deflates, doesn't he?
What?
Incredible Hulk movie. I might have to rewatch it. That tonally was just like Armageddon or something.
But dude, the Incredible Hulk, I'll say, is probably the best like standalone, or standalone Marvel MCU film compared to all the other
Oh,
films
no,
because it
it's
feels
like-
like it's
I like the first Iron Man, like the first one.
yeah
before
because
they-
that was before it was a series.
If you watch back, like tonally, the first Iron Man's so different from like what all those movies became.
Oh, I know. Right? Well, he's using like a Verizon flip phone or something. Now he's got like
Mm.
nano technology.
He
Yeah,
had
mine's
holograms.
Mine's probably Iron Man 3 standalone.
I loved it. The moment where he like scares her. It's like fucking.
Oh yeah,
You really
I'm just coming up to that bit now.
Yeah, you really believe
That
she's
where
like
he
terrified
just
of him.
took his hands off of her throat.
Yeah, because he just like loses it for a second on her. She's like fucking pissing herself.
She's like, put him back.
This is the only time
Fucking
he met.
crazy. He's on bath salts and shit. Fighting dogs in the woods.
Yeah. So we know episode. That mindless Hulk. It's the only time they use the word name.
That Incredible Hulk.
Incredible. What are we?
By
On a
Stan Lee.
Suicide Squad?
Such a marvel.
A
By
Disney
Incredible
Marvel's
Hulk.
Incredible Hulk.
Trademark.
How the hell is Blade gonna work in the new Disney Marvel universe?
It won't.
Blade.
Yeah, well,
They're gonna make a
won't.
Blade movie.
It won't
yeah,
because they're
I
gonna
mean,
put Deadpool in there, and it's like they're just gonna PG-13 everything. It's gonna be shit.
yeah, I don't really care about whatever is coming up now.
Marvel.
Personally,
Yeah, I gave up on them too, man. It's just the same movie over and over
All
and
you need to
over
do,
again.
Sicky T's ahead of us. All you need to do now for the rest of your life is watch Hulk whenever you want to watch a superhero film.
Yeah.
When you finish
yeah,
it,
like
you
I
put
say,
it on again.
I really don't have any desire. I've never drawn to superhero stuff other than like when I was a kid. And like I liked the first Spider-Man film, the Sam Raimi one, just because I like Willem Dafoe and his Green Goblin. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, I
Other than
love that performance.
Like I prefer superhero sort of games, but that's about
Oh
it.
yeah.
The game for this
Yeah,
film
dude,
is
that's-
really good, and that's a sequel to this film. The game.
Mm.
I'm
There's that
going
Asian
to stream it because it's actually a really good game and it's fun to
And
play.
it's
Check
not.
it out.
It's not Ultimate Destruction because I played that one.
No, it's just called Hulk.
Right.
Ultimate
But it's
Destruction
like,
must be the sequel to the Hulk game.
That was a fun game.
Might have
Open
been.
yeah,
world.
The
you
thing
can like flick cows and shit.
Yeah.
The thing I like to do in the Hulk game for this film was like you could pick up like army men in your hands and do whatever you want with them basically and like fling them around and
Yeah,
that was
you
always
can like
fun.
put people back down and pat their heads.
Well, I thought it sounds like that game that I played. I'll have to check it out.
I've never played one, to tell you the truth.
Ultimate Destruction. It was pretty.
I remember
you can,
them.
you can surf a tractor trailer, I believe.
You could just jump and then come straight back down. And it would like just wreck the floor, like the ground would crack.
Yeah.
They'll never have villains as good as like Willem Dafoe from the first Spider-Man or like Nick Nolte in this ever again, because like that's when
this is,
like they were
top
committing to being insane.
I'm
Yeah.
something of
Like
a
just
scientist
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
what-
everything
that's-
Willem Dafoe says is just quotable.
That's why it
Every
works. Because he knows that he's in a comic book movie, so he just does
Yeah,
he goes
his-
melodramatic and it's funny.
His
and it
facial
works.
expressions, like where he just gets those evil eyes, he's just like perfect.
Because he does kind of look like a bit like a little goblin with his nose, and, like a little fantasy creature. That's why it works so well. Also, it's by Sam Raimi, who did Darkman, which I would
Right,
say
and
is like
well, even the
and he-
Evil Dead stuff.
yeah, which are like the greatest, I would say, comic book type films, superhero films. Not The Evil Dead, but Darkman.
It's been some
I
years
didn't-
since I've seen those. I have seen them.
I've seen bits and pieces of the first one. I've never seen any of the sequels.
I haven't seen the sequels to Darkman.
I remember this scene. Sorry, we're just Bruce Banner's just been knocked out by the.
Oh yeah, where yeah.
And I remember
you
when I
get-
was a kid seeing this in the cinema. As soon as it zoomed out on the helicopter in this shot, I was like, "Yes, we're coming up to that tank bit I saw." I was like, "We're getting closer. We're in the desert
I like
now."
the black
The
side.
actual tank fight's not something. That's not one of my favorite parts of this movie.
No,
Like,
no,
I
same
really
here.
like all
Same
the
here. It was just when I was a
I
kid.
didn't like
it
any of that.
was.
Yeah, I get
thought-
that.
I thought that whole sequence was a bit boring, to be honest. Like the helicopter chase.
Oh my
It's-
god!
Ah, yeah, get out of there.
The
I was
thing
just
is
like,
with the helicopters and the tanks, it's like that's what you expect in the movie. All this other stuff is what I actually got really into, like the whole father-son dynamic.
Yeah, that's what
because
I
it's
wish he'd stuck with. But again, it's Hulk, so
bizarre.
he's gonna have to come back to smashing stuff up at some
Yeah,
point.
Cool.
yeah,
Look
they
at
kind of
this.
have to do that in the
They've
movie.
covered
Well,
all
I
the
do.
shots
I
of this
do like
box.
this. I do. Yeah, I do like that they're in the desert because it just feels like you're now entering like level 2 of the. You know what I
Well,
mean?
Level
It's
this is
two.
where
phase
like
two.
this is where I feel it kind of like. Did you think it was very kind of anti-Iraq war type shit? Because listen to the music and look at the desert
No,
a little
yeah.
bit.
and
Yeah,
it's early
yeah, I see
2000s. I was like,
always-
This is the year I think we did go to war with Iraq, 2003. So
yeah, like what's Ang Lee's position on war and stuff? Because this feels like he doesn't. And like the whole thing about like they're just their offensive stuff isn't having any effect. If anything, it's making the Hulk stronger.
I
Yeah,
guess that's
oh,
like
good
I
point.
guess that's like
It's-
any monster movie though, isn't it? Like Godzilla and stuff. It's like it's
It
born
reminds me
from
of Fallen
the-
Kingdom, where they're going back to like the main street of Jurassic World and all these cars and shit.
But like, listen to the fucking Arabian music and stuff.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's
Well,
like
Jeff,
this
that
could be
was-
Iraq or
That was
Afghanistan.
Jeff Dana's original score. They kept a lot of.
Oh right.
Yeah, they used a lot of the original music that he wrote, and that's how what's his name? Because Ang Lee wanted to keep that for this film. I think you're right with the whole Iraq war. Like this was like the beginning, so I think he's trying to ground this film as much as possible.
Yeah, and like when the film was made, of course, and
Yeah,
It's a gorgeous looking set,
I know.
I like that.
like all the different colors of the paint.
look
yeah,
at
I
that
like
lift.
this.
Isn't that
big
lift
facility.
sexy?
Yeah,
The
the
lift,
whole
yeah. There's a lift like
poster.
that in Evangelion.
Oh yeah,
like that in Dino Defenders Extreme.
yeah.
And
And then we
Um,
enter the
AVP.
control room, look, and the control room here is just like the Jurassic World control room.
Yeah, or like in God, what's that
Or
movie
even the
called?
first Jurassic, really.
I like how the thing just like bounces down. It doesn't just go straight down.
It's like a Resident Evil map, like where they're going down to like where they make the viruses.
Mm.
Yeah, it's definitely a cool.
Mate,
Cool
what
set.
are you guys seeing on screen? Because I've got like now General Ross
About
talking to his
100
daughter.
different fucking things, so it's not
Yeah.
good asking.
Well,
I've got a
now
shot
we're
of-
on General Ross and Jennifer Connelly's where I'm at right now, but we were just like
Oh,
montaging
okay, yeah,
through
yeah,
all kinds.
we're in the same scene then. I was just worried I was zooming ahead.
I was about to say I don't know how to answer your question.
He is also something else. So the Hulk roller coaster in Universal was actually built to coincide with the release of this movie because the tunnel that, like the Florida ride, I should say, but the tunnel that the coaster like shoots out of is supposed to be that tunnel that they go down with the
Really?
elevator. Yeah, like they dressed it up like that set, but I think they changed it for obvious reasons.
This is what I mean when I say this movie is just mean spirited. Like everything in it's just so hateful.
That's how Ross is against the Hulk. He fucking hates him
Like
because of
he
his
hates
dad.
it, and like
in the comics. Like
in the
Like his
this is.
soul-
I didn't know that was a thing from the comics.
oh no, Ross has like he absolutely hates Bruce Banner. Like
Yeah, he's
'cause of
always after
the-
him, isn't he? He's like the kind of
Yeah.
he's always trying to capture Bruce so he can like.
I knew
Why-
that, but I
Why
didn't know
does he
about
hate
the
him so
dad.
much? Like, why is it so personal for him?
Well, in this particular film, I think because his daughter. Well, no, because
No,
in the
it's 'cause
comics
his
too,
dad
like,
blew up his town and released
Yeah,
gamma
well,
radiation everywhere, murdered his
Yeah,
wife
like-
at the same time, and then tried to kill his son, and now his son is.
trying to date his
Is that
daughter.
and that's in the comics?
Oh, I don't know. It's just this film.
no,
I
no.
don't know about the comic.
Yeah. In the comics, well, Bruce obviously likes Betty in the comics, and he puts her.
That's
in-
enough. That's
Yeah,
enough for
no,
him to be
yeah.
like, "Fuck this kid."
Yeah, he's like, nope.
Raiding this guy's house.
Ah, okay. I'm gonna pause because I'm a little bit ahead of you.
Now he just got into the lab.
Yeah, so
This
I'm
reminded
gonna
me of Bat-
see. I'm gonna see if it's actually a starfish or if it's meant to be like some sort of lizard. Because they had like a shot of the bloody.
I think it's a
bearded
starfish
dragon.
now that you guys are talking
Because
about it.
there's a lot of focus on the starfish at the start, and you see the same spiky, bumpy texture.
Ah,
I never
Yeah,
thought about it.
same color almost.
Because
It's
we
like
see,
reddish.
see, this is where I'm getting confused because we did see a bearded dragon, and they have those spikes and stuff, and I've always seen it as scales rather than.
Yeah, but it's the starfish that camouflages, isn't it? And well, I guess they do as well, but bearded dragons. But they take on like a bumpy texture and shit if they're on a rock or
Yeah,
if they're
that's
on
true.
coral.
I think you guys are right. I think I've been reading it wrong. Oh, when Nick
I mean,
Nolte starts to turn, it like goes like negative again, like an old film.
He's
Yeah, I
huff-
like that effect.
He's huffing. Yeah, I like how it shows like his internal manipulation, but it's like an ugly version compared to Bruce Banner's.
Yeah.
Like
And
all
that
it's
weird
CGI.
gooey CG blood. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks bad.
Oh, that bit's gross. I didn't like that bit. It's like
A snot
goes up.
bubble. Mhm.
Yeah, and like
I
it
just-
goes back inside.
Yeah, that's not really good.
Yeah,
I think that
see,
is
I'm
a
looking
smart
at it
bit.
now. To me, that looks like scales. I don't know if that is meant to be. Oh yeah, no, it kind of could be either or.
Well,
really.
the
It
star-
could be both.
Could be both. Yeah.
I think
Probably is
I
supposed
figured
to
that
be both.
because like it looked like a star on his palm.
And you
Like
know the
the
bit of blood, the big blood drop when he's like dangling it, kind of looks like a jellyfish upside down.
This is such a cool effect with the metal.
Yeah,
I like this.
I
effect
never
too.
knew how they did that.
CG.
Well,
It has
no,
to be
one of-
CG.
No,
One
that's
part.
that's
I was gonna
What?
say
Yeah,
one part
that's-
is prosthetic and one is CGI.
yeah, that's CGI right there when his fingers through it.
It's the way it sort of like sticks
And
and slides. It looks really like
Yeah.
it looks great.
The sound too just helps
Yeah.
sell it. You know,
I always felt bad for this poor guy that walks in on.
yeah, the only black guy in the movie again.
Yeah, the black dude.
Hey, I'm black guy.
It'd be funny if he touched the guy and like started to turn black, and then goes, "Whoa, shit, we can't be having that." And just sticks to his chin, and then he goes, "Fuck that," and it's not.
Terminator 2. Dude,
He can have
is
black
that
everything, but not the face.
Dude, that's Nash. Yeah, at least it looks like him.
Ash from Jurassic Park 3.
You
Yeah.
fucking racist.
There's a satellite
He's like,
phone.
See, what's weird is Nick Nolte, because he can like merge into the bloody computer and the floor. His shoe also merges, so all his clothes are like part of him now.
Yeah. Mm.
I thought about that.
It's like Invisible Man, isn't it? It's like, do you make it his clothes as well? Do you just make it his body?
Mm.
Yeah, this is a pretty cool kill, I'm not gonna lie. Just fucking played his ass.
It's a really interesting villain. I really like the
He's like,
powers
"Gotcha."
of the villain.
The
But he had
dad in
a
this movie is-
shitty one-liner like a normal Marvel film. He's like, "Gotcha," and it's like fucking looks the great. Oh god, not through a CAT scan. What is he doing there? Doesn't make any sense.
I think that the
Is it-
general wouldn't want his daughter around her right now,
Mm.
Well, they've
Good
got an
point.
armed patrol.
but still.
Oh yeah, like 50 buggies behind them or something. I like the part coming up with the door. It's very seems relatable, you know, it's like you see something that reminds you of something traumatic.
Yeah.
That was
I
funny.
like-
Funny enough, that was the thing I found most scary in this film when I was younger and first saw it. Was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
him going up to the door, and I was like, God, like he's like him opening it. I was really invested. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, because you don't know. Yeah. It really is a
This
good
movie, the thing. Oh fuck! I just forgot what I was gonna say. Damn it. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. The relationship in this movie, I really like, and I like it more than with Liv Tyler and Ed Norton in the next one, because they do that weird joke about like where they try to have sex, and where like
Yeah.
Yeah.
his heart rate gets up, so he's gonna fucking turn into the Hulk and like kill
Oh
her.
no, they don't do that,
Like-
do they?
Yeah, they do
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
they did in the Incredible Hulk, and I
Fucking
remember thinking like that's so lame. Like that's such a like
Yeah.
middle school joke.
Well, the
Yeah.
Like
thing is,
that
it's
you would put in the movie.
So he gets, because in that film he has to get his heart rate. Well, no, his heart rate has to rise for him to turn into the Hulk, because he's actually sort of
Right.
half cured himself, right?
Right? Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so because that's meant to be at the time it was meant to be a quasi sequel to this film, but
See, that's what I'm talking about too, because it starts off in the South American like jungle and stuff,
Yeah,
And
Oh,
it-
right.
and that's the thing. It's like
Yeah.
and that's what annoyed me about that Hulk compared to this one. Is this one? It's when he gets angry. It's like a very like specific thing. So you'd never
Emotional
think
trauma.
about
Yeah,
him
like
having
that's
sex
you
and
start.
being worried
He
about
has
his
to be
heart
angry,
rate.
otherwise.
Mm.
Yeah, if it's
and in thi-
independent of anger, it starts to get a bit strange because your heart rate rises in all kinds of situations.
in all kinds, like he get scared, like
He has
fucking
a
turn into
yeah.
the Hulk.
Well, that's why
But
he was
like,
like training in the beginning, like jogging and everything to like kind of, or doing martial arts to like train his like
His
his
zen.
heartbeat, his
I
heartbeat.
really
Like,
don't
drinks too
like
much
look.
coffee, turns into the Hulk.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
It's like,
Yeah, no
I
caffeine.
really don't like it looking back, like just because of this movie, honestly. Because like in the Incredible Hulk, and it's like they did it in all the Marvel movies, like that sex joke. Like then they did it, they took it to the next level in one of the Avengers movies.
Yeah.
Tony Stark, what does he say? Something like who's
Yeah, stop playing
when
hide the cucumber or something like that. When he's
yeah,
talking to Black Widow.
God.
they're like because Scarlett Johansson falls in love with the Hulk, and he's making a joke about like how they have
That
sex
was
when he
stupid. I hate
is the Hulk, and it's fucking weird.
Yeah, that's stupid. Yeah,
See,
this is really
Marvel jokes are funnier when you explain them in out of context like that. Like that seems really funny to me, but I wouldn't want to see it in the film.
It gives you a visual image that you're like, what the hell? But why did you say that?
Mm.
Just Scarlett Johansson, like all
It's
up
funny
on his
they had to-
fucking 12-foot dong is the Hulk.
12 foot.
No, it wouldn't be 12 foot. It'd be like really short but thick as hell. And green.
It's a cone.
See, that's
the
the
thing.
I
That's the
remember
thing.
people
This
joking too about like him turning into the Hulk like during like foreplay and just like destroying her.
But that's the thing. It's like with this film is so like more cerebral and conservative in its views because it's like even they're like they made a whole like behind the scenes part where they talk about like his pants, how they like made specially designed pants so they stretch no matter how big he gets, and so they never wanted Hulk to be like, you know, show and dong.
Well, like, yeah.
But they do have a scene where he's naked. They don't shy away from that.
No.
Yeah.
That's why.
It's the thing about that, like, again, coming back to it being sort of like disjointed in that they have got so much of that serious stuff in, but then they also give it a lot of like color and like the bright purple pants and the
I
crazy
get what you mean.
transitions. It's like
Yeah.
you have to pick one. You can't like that's where it's a bit of like a clash for me.
I think
I
that
get
might have
that.
been one of the things that put me off at first, where I didn't know. I
Mm.
didn't hate the movie the first time I saw it, but I also didn't love it. I didn't know what to think of it. I was like, well, that was a movie.
Yeah, it's like there's two great Hulk movies together. Like if he'd gone with in either direction, but he's trying to merge them both.
The thing
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
the movie's so colorful and so like I don't want to call it cartoony because I don't think that does it justice, but it's very comic booky, and then but it's grounded comic booky.
Yeah.
You know what I
which
mean?
is
Like
interesting.
I'll compare it to something like Batman Returns.
Oh
Like, you know what I mean? How that movie is gothic and strange and dark
yeah.
but it's also a Tim Burton Batman movie like the first one. So it's
There's a
it's
lot
not Joel Schumacher level, but it's
No.
still very thematic.
Yeah.
This shot is so confusing when it
Oh
shows
yeah.
like was he looking at the mirror the whole time or
like,
he's like
I like
that
how
one.
Talbot just steps around the corner and he's just fucking just done in with like arm in a sling, and it's like the way he just steps around that corner and looks at him like,
You fucked me up last time,
yeah,
buddy.
it's really funny.
I'm gonna kill your ass.
It's like a
Yeah,
comedic
you didn't-
Got the
entry.
neck brace and the sling and everything.
Yeah, it's like something from a comedy, isn't it?
It's
got
just
the
yeah,
Dieter
it's the way he steps
Animaniac.
into frame.
Oh shit, he's got Dieter Stark's stun rod.
Yeah. She's like he's not scared.
Not polite to
Now, I
beat
have a
people to
question.
shit.
Is there?
Oh,
Did
like-
they?
Sneak up on people with your Hulk powers.
I don't know if any of you guys know this, but did they make a practical Hulk for the shots of him in the tank that are coming up when he turns? Like
I don't
it's in
know.
a bit like
They
when he
have them
actually
like
turns.
that.
They have a shot on like one of the monitors where like it looks like a practical Hulk, unless the CGI is like that good.
Wait, what are you talking about? What shot?
Oh, it's like coming up in a bit when he like turns into the Hulk inside this tank.
You know what? This has just reminded me of something crazy, but in about 2000, 2006 or 2007. I was in London at Madame Tussauds or whatever, and they had a full size, and it was from this version, Hulk.
Yeah, I got a
And
picture
now
of
I'm.
that.
Was that just a waxwork, or was it like an old?
No, it was a wax figure
Right.
specifically for that.
Oh
That
shit!
was,
It's
that
just,
was
I
cool. That.
completely forgot about this whole set where he's in the tank.
I love it because it's like I love that whole part when like they realize they totally fucked up, or they don't realize it, but we know that they fucked up because he like burst out, and you're like,
Yeah.
all right, cool, we're gonna get his sample now, but he's just like fucking destroying the
That's
facility.
probably the best CGI in this film is when he bursts out of that tank and the water splashes and he like if you watch the way the water's animated when he like waves his arms around and
That's
stuff
not.
like that.
That's not. Oh, okay, yeah.
I thought
Because
it
that's
was.
all. That's all special effects, like Michael Lantieri.
Thierry. Yeah, that looks really good for it to be CGI.
Well, what Jack was saying, the water splash,
The thing
like-
exploding. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
the effects
Oh.
are good, but I don't like the the movements that Hulk does.
Really?
I actually like his like freak out shit where he's just like
That's Ang Lee
screaming
again.
and
Yeah,
That's
he's just
Ang
like
Lee.
a child. I mean, he's supposed to be like a big child in this film, like just like fucking.
oh, I never thought about that either. He does act like a child.
Well,
where
he acts like a
throws little
child from the
temper tantrums.
age where he saw his mum get murdered as well. It's like a very specific, like he's like a little
Exactly.
angry 5-year-old. Yeah.
They use real, like I think, real psychology concepts in this film with like repressed trauma, like you're just saying, like this that you're reverting to a childlike response or whatever. So that's like
he blocks
the Hulk
out
is born. Yeah, Hulk is the actual
what he
Hulk.
sees.
Soul is born out of like the traumatic experience for Bruce Banner. That's why
Movie's
he's just
fucked up.
Yeah.
Like this, I can see why kids going to see this movie were like disappointed because they just wanted to
This
watch.
one, except this one. I went back and saw it
Like-
twice. I was like,
Mommy,
wanna
what
see
is
Hulk
psychological
punch.
trauma?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. What's
I
the
tried to
guy doing with
improve
the
on
knife?
myself, not him.
Yeah,
Sorry, what?
not him.
I just heard it.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Yaroslav?
Beyond God's boundaries. No, I don't know. I don't remember. I'm just rambling at this point.
He's such a good villain.
I have to say, yeah, Bruce Banner's mum.
Yeah, she's good looking.
Bruce Banner's. Oh, the
Well-
young version. Yeah.
Yeah, not the dead, murdered version.
That the one that.
Oh yeah, that was his
The stepmom or whatever, the
stepmom,
adopted
yeah,
mom.
whoever that was.
that
Oh,
actress.
yeah.
was
Very
in-
wrong.
I noticed that actress in what do you call it, that M. Night Shyamalan movie, The Village.
Oh, The Village.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I really like The Village. I know that a lot of people hate it, but
Yeah, I like that one.
Jack,
So.
I was
you're
into it.
ahead.
Do you know what? I don't think I've actually seen it all the way through. I've seen it in parts.
that's what makes it. Well, some people hated the reveal, but I liked the twist.
Yeah.
I like the twist, but I found out about it before I saw the film, which sucked.
I remember watching it for the first time, and when she ran out in the middle of that road, I was like, "What the fuck?" Like,
A Land
I was
Rover.
like-
Yeah.
yeah, I was like, "What the fuck am I watching now?"
I mean, that was just cool.
I don't
wish,
like the.
I wish
the-
they revealed it before the newspaper, though. You know what
That's
I mean?
the thing. That exposition sucks in that movie. Like where literally M. Night is sitting there going like, "Oh, this is why we don't fly over that little village." It's like that's lazy as fuck.
They paid for the airspace. They paid for it.
Yeah.
Oh god, look at Bruce's dad burst out screaming, and then he fucking grabs a knife. It's like, imagine that. Like you're a kid, you see.
Jack, you're a little bit ahead. You're a little bit ahead here.
Yeah, you are a little bit ahead, Jack. So
Okay.
he did kill her with the knife.
By accident.
By accident, yeah. But it's just the way he like bursts out screaming like the Hulk, like his dad. So the
Yeah.
son's memory. If his dad came out of that room silently to come kill him, I don't think the Hulk
It'd been
would
like
act
Hulk is like a
differently.
murderer, a silent
Yeah,
creep.
she's-
Yeah, when the dad bursts out that room, I think that's like the Hulk's behavior
Jesus.
being implemented into his son.
Oh, I completely forgot about all that.
Do you know what
I
I
like
mean?
how they blur.
Oh
Yeah.
no, I forgot that he was trying to kill the boy.
Yeah, he's trying to
This
so
movie
actually
actually
murder his
killed-
son.
There's just so much like intertwined in this film. It's fucking nuts.
Guys,
Like,
that's fucking this should not be in a comic book movie. This is like,
This is the Hulk.
oh wait, this is the scene I was talking about with like
She
the
runs in the desert.
Yeah, the dream like sequence. Now
A
we're coming
long
up to
time
like
since I've seen
the
it.
Hulk. He turns into the Hulk in the tank, and it's like
Well,
if
it's
you
just-
look on
yeah.
one of the monitors in the background, keep your eye on the. I mean, I know that it's going to be like a million screens to stare at, but like if you can kind of see
Is
in
it
the
the shot from
background,
his crotch?
yeah, it's
shot
like
from
a
his crotch?
crotch up. It looks like a practical.
Yeah,
I've never been
that's-
able to tell it.
Well, see that shot looked weird to me. Like it looked obvious CGI for some reason. But I don't know. I gotta look at it again.
Yeah, I'll have a look when it comes up.
They didn't build any. They only built a maquette for, which was actually really good. If you
Can any of you confirm whether or not? Because I rewatched the. Well, hold on. We'll wait till we get through all this first.
Yeah,
'cause this is
look on the
awesome.
monitors now. It's coming up.
it kind of like Shrek there.
Yeah. Okay, now watch the animation when he bursts out. Look how good this is. Like the
This
water
place-
droplets coming off his hands and everything. Like when he comes out, it's so good when he does that roar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I always like that
I-
too.
I love the way he sounds too. He's like fucking.
A monster.
Yeah.
Jesus
I like-
Christ! Look how fucking insane this movie is.
I know. Well, I love that because it's like they just like fucked up big time. Like you as an audience, you're like, yeah, they fucked up. 'Cause the music is just like.
And they're all like, "There's fucking crazy giant man coming to kill us all."
Green man.
Fucking idiot. Non-lethal zone.
I always found it really cool
I like-
that when they shoot this foam, it goes outside of the black bars, so it gives this like weird 3D
I like that
effect.
too, but it's weird. Yeah,
I said lockdown.
it's another Floyd thing. Like,
Giant foam.
I thought that was always weird, but when I grew up, I was okay. That it's like they had to resort to something. How do they even know to carry that? You know. I said lockdown. I like his
like how he
little.
walks. Stuff. This is so crazy. This movie's insane. I hate that Die Another Day quick edit.
Oh, what, when he runs forward
Yeah.
towards the Hulk.
That's
and
like
speed
an
it up.
MTV thing.
They took too long.
He's getting bigger.
Die.
Look at his
Another
eyeballs,
day.
fucking nuts. You're like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
They really over exaggerate the Hulk's animation in this, and that's what I like. It's just so stylized, but like
Fucking crazy.
but it's nuts.
Like he's
yeah.
like, give me the.
I'm actually,
Fucking
I'm gonna,
M2.
I still like this isn't. Oh wait, yeah, he's about to die.
Yeah, we're
It's such a James Bond movie.
This movie is insane.
I'm with
Well, this is
Siki,
like
though.
chaos.
Like,
I
whoever-
think, I think I get why people don't like this
Weird.
film now, based on what you said, Siki, about how like
Mm.
it's a really serious drama, but then you've got this like images
Like
of
you
this,
can't
like,
have him. You can't
giant,
have him
colourful
talking out
man.
about these deep psychological issues between father and son, and then have a guy fucking freeze for him and get exploded. You know what I mean? And have 6 shots of a fucking door closing. Like, jeez.
Well, that's
Again,
what I'm
it's
saying.
not that.
This movie's batshit crazy. Like it
Yeah, but
really
it's not
is.
that I don't like. I don't like that stuff. I don't like that stuff, and with the other stuff as well.
Right.
That's
you,
where I
you don't
think.
look at this guy's face while he's unloading the machine.
Yeah,
Have you
no,
noticed
it's
when
like-
this explosion goes off, there's just a guy like hanging off the door,
Yeah.
like,
I just,
climbing up
it's
the
just
walls.
this is chaos.
I
Yeah.
see the guy hanging from the door.
It's
How
There's,
do
the
you
shot,
get up-
there's the
complete
triple shot of Sam Elliott where you just see the behind his head.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, like when he realizes he's about to throw the disc.
Yeah, I like that too.
That lift.
Dude, look at that shot. Like, how do they shoot that? They just fucking literally threw a thing through an office window or something.
Yeah, it's like
Zoom
there are
outside.
shots in this where I'm like, I have no idea how they made it. But did
Well,
you notice
Michael-
all the like all the CCTV cameras on the walls are still showing him like destroying that room, and it's like they've made those shots
Yeah.
and they're just in the background, like you
Just
barely
for
notice
that.
them.
Oh wow, yeah.
They spend a lot. I like when the Hulk's boobs jiggle here. When he like jumps out. This is
Yeah.
dude, when I first saw this in theaters, I was like, holy shit, when he's like running 300 miles an hour. Like I know
Yeah,
a lot
they
of
gave
people
it a
don't like
specific
that.
speed, isn't it? Like 300
No,
miles an hour.
I remember when
something
I saw
stupid.
it too. I was like, "Fuck, that's crazy."
I just love when he takes that that leap. Like this is where like, oh shit, you know, like Spider-Man can shoot webs. This guy can fucking run and jump like this.
Yeah.
You know, like fuck Spider-Man.
Yeah, this Hulk would murder Spider-Man. He'd rip him in half.
This Hulk would kill all the other fucking Hulks. You just destroy
Yeah.
him. They'd only make him angry. And
This is the
bigger,
thing.
and he can heal
Is-
himself.
Okay, hold on. Is this Ross patting his shoulder? I don't know
I
who
think
the fuck
so.
that.
Yeah,
I never knew
Yeah.
that. Such a weird, whatever.
It's
I love
like a
this
pedophile.
Bond.
Oh,
I love this
I
Bond
love
thing.
that.
Yeah, just visually really interesting.
I love when the essentially the Jericho, whatever from Iron Man hits, like all these like tiny bombs, the cluster bombs or whatever.
Oh yeah, I like that.
It's fucking
yeah,
awesome.
This
And
cluster bomb bit.
Notice
so
there's
cool.
no music.
Yeah, yeah. That's
It's all
just
just
the wind.
the sound. Yeah.
Imagine Dennis Muren working behind the scenes on this movie. What do you think he was thinking?
He was thinking, Jesus, Ang Lee can jump really high. Our motion capture is capturing him really well.
He's ever to do another take.
Do
Ang
another
Lee's
take.
Genuinely
Do 5
jumping.
more takes. Yeah. And then we'll all integrate them into one shot.
Dude, it's so fucking funny. I just love this whole desert.
How,
Like, it's
how
just like the
far
beginning
into the
of
film are we right
Pride.
now? And we're only getting
Like,
Past
what,
the halfway point.
It's the second.
This is like the
Yeah.
beginning or the end of the second act.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
like we've
this
only
is
had
like-
two action sequences so far with the Hulk, right?
Dogs and then this, yeah.
Well, and his dad in the lab.
unless you count the lab, yeah.
Yeah. Dude, this shot when they're shooting the
Fucking hell, that looks scary.
panels-
Can you imagine being one of those soldiers?
Dude, it's such a good shot right there.
The tank is all CGI as well.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
Dude,
really?
I
That
love-
does look good.
I think it looks really
Island
good.
fucking
And here it
kicks
is.
ass, dude.
Oh, he just spun that tank. That's my childhood memories right there.
Can you imagine the guys in that thing like ah? Like, go for a ride.
Yeah.
Shit their pants. He just
I'm
literally
scared out of their mind. I like how he dumps a few of them out. Who would even open fire? Back up. Go back to Ross. Tell him, fuck this.
yeah, fuck this. He looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger when they do the close up and him shaking
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your chariots, but where are the horses?
That's what he yells out. Nice
This is my
chariot,
favorite.
but where are your horses?
Yeah. I love when he beats the shit out of the tank with
I know, it's so cool.
My handcuffs. I pick
super
them.
fun.
Fucking hell. The guys on the inside of that tank.
I wish they did a
Jesus.
cut to them. He just broke the turn. That was a,
Just back down.
That's probably as gaggy as this film gets, is that bit. That's
yeah, and that's
probably
still
most-
like
the biggest gag in
it's
the
still-
film.
That's a very AI
That's the only-
artificial intelligence sort of joke.
yeah, that's the only thing I remember the people in the audience laughing at when I was watching this in theaters.
The
Probably
president
bored with it.
fishing.
I didn't see this in theaters.
Dude, I thought that was literally George Bush Sr. when I
President.
saw this movie. Yeah, he's
Now,
like fucking fake.
Here's an in the behind the scenes of this, I remember them talking about how these helicopters that are about to chase him were like prototype helicopters that the army hadn't released yet, and they were being released in like 2009 or something, and they were like, "Ooh, the future." And it's like now we're
Well, they showed 'em
literally
off at
11
home.
years after. Yeah, because the military had like some sort of
Well, that's
thing in this
like-
film.
It's like the Mercedes Benz in Lost World,
It's true.
And
but
the
that's not
and
military.
Jurassic World with that bloody Mercedes Benz that Claire has that was like coming out a year after or whatever, the 2016 coupe or whatever they call
Yeah,
it. Oh, this
dude,
music.
you want to hear
here.
something? Yeah, just
Yeah,
love
this is-
like
this
such a
is
cool
made-
power to have.
Really well.
It's almost
Like
like
I gotta
Indian
say,
music.
like
Yeah,
so it reminds me of that Metallica music video for Mission Impossible 2. If you know what I'm
oh
talking
yeah, with the doves or whatever.
Yeah. I disappear. Wow.
They have a little Hulk icon moving through the.
Like the fish in Godzilla.
Dude, there's a shot here where it shows the reflection of the helicopter and then like the water breaking from the wind. It's such a fucking sweet shot.
Mm.
Sorry, Sicky. I know we're jizzing all.
No, I don't mind. If you guys love this film, that's fucking great. It's just not.
You're
for me.
witnessing something unique.
I'm
I-
not like these fucking guys.
I
Don't know what they're talking
understand.
about. Like,
I understand why you don't like it though, because like I said, I was mixed the first time I saw it.
Mm.
Yeah, no,
I don't hate it.
But that's the thing.
Then there
I
was
also
certainly worse fucking
understand why
superhero
people
films.
don't like
Right,
love
what's
this
it-
film, because I can see why it's so
Yeah.
weird. I'm like, yeah, I get why
Mm.
people don't like this, because it's not. I can see
Oh,
exactly why.
it's straight up insane. This movie is
Yeah.
fucking crazy. But that's
Yeah.
why, like, I like watching it so many times and seeing like all the weird, like the jellyfish in the desert thing, and like the Nick
Well,
Nolte
Hulk, this
performance.
big green man sitting in the desert, staring at mold on the ground. That's like, that's weird enough.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, they're spending
see-
money on that shot. You
But then
know?
again, it's like I really do like. I like weird films. You know, fucking hell. This is me we're talking about. Like I love weird shit.
Yeah, I know.
So it's like that's why I was a bit like sad that it didn't really work for me. But I'll say this: it's fucking a lot better than most of the fucking Marvel films I've seen. It's
Yes,
better
that's
than
all we
Thor
wanted
2.
to hear. That's it.
Yeah.
Let's stop the commentary now. That's all we needed to hear.
Well, even just by the pure fact that I've
Dude,
got
when the
something to talk
helicopter-
about.
Yeah.
And that's
Nah.
the problem with the Marvel movies, is they're all identical and they're all studio shit. They're all commercial.
Just
Like
tired.
respect
garbage.
to this one for actually trying
Dude,
something
that's-
different.
Yeah. Well, they're not gonna do this ever again. Probably.
Oh,
Like,
because
Thor Ragnarok. They're claiming Thor Ragnarok was that. I'm like, no, it's not.
oh,
I hated that
Fucking
movie. Couldn't stand
I
it.
don't hate that movie, but that's just so. It's another one of those See, the Marvel movies aren't action movies; they're comedies. This is a drama.
Yeah.
I love
Well, that's
that
why so many
pilot.
films,
Sorry,
like-
sorry to interrupt. That pilot's like, ah, shit. It's the helicopter's
Yeah.
going down.
Dude, I love that. I love that shot when Hulk like jumped up on that rock, and then the helicopter just like reveals itself. I was like, oh,
Yeah, I do too.
that was a good reveal.
And he just picks the
Fucking
missile
hell!
up.
Could you imagine getting punched by the Hulk in a helicopter? Oh, and I love how he throws one of the missiles.
Oh yeah, they come so close to the crash. Fucking Ross just looks like he doesn't give a shit about these guys. He's just trying to kill the Hulk.
Craziness. They're like the soldiers in Rambo 2.
Yeah. Oh, there's that shot where it looked like lightning. I guess it was a.
The missile trail.
Yeah. So they do shoot the missile. Like when he dodges the missile. I thought that was the
Hmm.
first time he's. It's pretty cool too.
I will say this: I think I prefer the first half of Hulk to the second half, but I do love the end battle.
Oh, see, I love.
You
all
don't like
this.
any of this desert stuff? I love this.
I
love the
like
desert
it, but
stuff.
I don't like it as much as all of the stuff in the lab and meeting the dad and everything.
I just love
I
these
get
kinda like-
helicopters. These prototype helicopters are just so cool. They're like fucking Airwolf or
Yeah,
something.
they
Remind me of
very
the
cool.
Godzilla from 1998. That
Oh,
movie.
It reminds me of the helicopters that they used in that Osama bin Laden raid. You know, them really sci-fi looking
Mm.
ones. Like, look at the
Yeah.
tail thing.
It might be like a. Oh yeah, here's this part. I just like the whole desert. It's like recess for the Hulk. I feel like that's why I like you just get to really see Hulk. He is.
It's also funny how like
That's great.
something I
That's
appreciate
great.
is like the
Just spits the
helicopters. The helicopters don't explode or anything.
Yeah, I
they
like
just,
that.
You know, they
Yeah, they
just
just
tear
crash.
pieces on the floor.
Yeah.
Which is way harder. Like, it takes more time and money to to CG that than just exploding.
I think they're like.
Yeah.
I don't
It
even know if they're.
crumples
They
and
cr-
rolls.
I think they destroyed those real prototypes. The army were like, no, don't.
Oh,
It's like it was like
Motion
a hit thingy with
What's
the
crazy is
guitar
this
and
all-
Hateful Eight.
What's that?
Them destroying the helicopters is like the guitar and Hateful Eight when he wasn't supposed to destroy it. The army
Oh,
were
yeah.
like, don't destroy them. That's the real one.
You motherfucker.
I do really like this one though.
This is
Have
just all
you seen-
CGI too. Fucking nuts. Like the helicopters all CGI except for that one.
Well, see, when I was
E.T.,
younger,
have you seen
the main thing I remember from the Hulk when I was younger is the army fighting him. So this whole sequence, I was like, this is what I remember about Hulk.
Oh,
almost.
really?
So when I saw it in the cinema, I was like, yeah, this is what Hulk is to me, because I didn't know much else about it. I just knew Ross, because I used to watch the Saturday morning cartoon like maybe once or
The
twice.
90s one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all I remember from that is Deserts, Army, Hulk. I was like, okay.
Yeah. Appears he heading home. Intercept. I like that little truck that fucking stops in front of the hole.
Yeah, we go from desert to green.
It's just crazy to think how fast the Hulk can cover ground. It's probably in like a couple hours. Like,
Mm. And this is all like such a cool action sequence. We go from the base to the tanks to the helicopters to this bridge with the jets to space, and then we go back down. It's like fucking nuts.
I know. This shit is fucking nuts. How the guy like literally flies a jet into space and like he just like loses.
And the guy
he
just
like
floats off.
Yeah, he just fucking dies, and Ross doesn't give a fuck.
Right after the Hulk saved his life as well.
Flies it into space?
Yeah, dude. Like
Can you
this
remember
whole
this? Remember
fucking, this to me is like the craziest shit. It's like Hulk literally like takes a ride on the jet.
I think I remember any of that.
Because he jumps on, he saves the guy's life, doesn't he? Because he was about to hit the bridge, and then the guy tries to
like,
kill him. It's
like some of the heroicness.
Yeah, exactly. There's like hints that he's still a good guy.
Yeah.
I thought he was trying to kill him this whole time. This whole time I've seen this movie.
Where the guy's like, I'm gonna hit the bridge, and Hulk looks down and then jumps on the plane to like get it so it doesn't smash.
Yeah. Which is awesome. I love that he uses his weight just to fucking knock the jet.
Well, that's the thing, like with the missile, the fact that he like catches that missile and bites the top off. It's like he still has his intelligence. He's just like so enraged he can't really control himself.
Yeah.
I remember. Okay, yeah, I forgot about this scene. See, I get
fucking nuts. It's fucking crazy.
There's a lot of the Hulk movies do shit like this. Like there's a scene in the Edward Norton one where they drop him out of a helicopter and he turns into the Hulk when he hits the ground.
Yeah.
And then there's a scene in the Avengers where he grabs the guy that ejects from the jet.
Yeah.
So I'm mixing them all up.
Oh, here we go. Puny.
That guy does die. He just floats
He just
off
fucking
into the
he just
atmosphere.
Just floats off into space.
It fucking sucks, dude. I saw that in theaters. I was like, oh shit.
What does it leave?
What
Like
about
leave
the
the
guy?
orbit?
It must do.
What?
He just goes off.
Fucking hell.
Well, it's either it leaves the orbit or he like or it like
Yeah, it would,
comes
like-
crashing down, but like he
It
just
would
floats
burn
off.
before it.
Do love this. Puny
Yeah.
human.
It's the only time the Hulk talks. No, he says another word, I think.
He says, "Take it all" at the end. Take it all.
See, it took me a while to understand that he was saying that because it just felt like it was part of the dream still.
I love this shot
Isn't it-
coming up of Jennifer Connelly in the restaurant or wherever she is, and you can see the missiles being fired into the water.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Godzilla.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Imagine
Is it-
Ang Lee like
Well,
recording that. Puny
the sound-
human.
Yeah. You killed the human. He's like grabbing Eric Bana by the throat. You killed the human.
Dennis Muren's like behind fucking camera, like pulling his white hairs out. Like shit, what are we gonna do?
Oh fuck. Yeah, has he not figured that out? Like every time they shoot him, like, he's just killing them. You go to him.
Well, that's you could
just
say that about the
imagine-
Godzilla films.
True.
Yeah.
True.
What were you saying, Ziki?
I was just gonna say, I'm imagining them like taking all the footage of Ang Lee in the motion cap suit and just putting it in the recycle bin after he's gone, and then starting fresh.
Just starting from fresh.
Oh, I
Oh,
always
this is
felt
great stuff, Ang.
this old
Delete.
I feel sorry for this old lady who fucking
Yeah,
the
no.
car
Like,
slams in. It looks really real.
like how the fuck? Yeah,
How-
like they literally shot that.
Looks like Jamie Lee Curtis's
The car.
mom.
Poor old lady just got fucked up.
Yeah, how the fuck did they like? I love this little fucking taking.
By the way, have you ever noticed in the Lost World where that lady screams while she's backing her car up? In the immediate next shot, you can see a guy.
Bloke. Yeah,
Yeah,
I spotted that. It's like
Yeah,
changed to a
I love
guy.
that. And he's like
I-
looking behind him while he's back in the car up at like 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, they should have put a wig on
Yeah.
him, blonde
God,
wig.
Yeah, that would have been funny.
I think the CGI here, when he's covered in water from the sewer and he's covered in dirt, looks really good.
Yeah.
I'm a
I
little
like how
mixed on it.
I like the stunt with the cars flipping up when he like smashes the ground. I think they actually like threw definitely definitely. I think Michael Lantieri had fun on this film.
Mm.
At least I hope he did.
Can imagine this being a special effects technician's like dream to work on something like this.
They must have had several guys, like several directors.
Wonder what did Spielberg think when all this shit was going on? Because this is when he dipped out of like audience friendly blockbusters.
I bet
When
he
all these
watched it and
superhero
went,
movies
like,
started to take off.
been there, done that. Like,
Well, he was probably doing War of the Worlds, wasn't he, while filming this, or the next year after this came out?
oh yeah.
See, and War of the Worlds is considerably darker than like.
I think he did Munich, which was also Eric Bana.
Oh yeah, that's a good film.
With Eric
It's just
Bana.
interesting that like when he stopped, there used to be like maybe 1-2 blockbusters a year, and they would be like, you know, your Jurassic Parks or your Independence Days or something, and then you get like 3 superhero films, all Marvel, like for throughout the whole 2000s, like every year, and
Yeah.
then to now where you've got like DC, Marvel, fucking Hellboy, like all
remember-
kinds of weird shit.
Yeah, I remember Spielberg said something, Kevin Feige. He didn't say it directly to him, but he was saying something like Marvel's going to go the way of the Western. Because
Yeah,
just, like,
I think I remember something like that too.
You
And
can
I
see that
think
the
he's probably-
water glistening on his skin. Sorry, I'm just like seeing
No, it's all
this
good.
in like clarity.
Dude, if you look at see that shot, the wide shot of the Hulk staring at Betty, like if you look at a screenshot, that looks just like fucking Eric Bana. It's fucking insane.
The face
Mm.
Yeah, I'll have to send it. It's pretty
does.
impressive.
I see what you're saying.
Well, just when he's transforming back, even that's crazy because it goes from CGI
Real.
to yeah, but it's not like a cut. It's like one shot.
But the thing is, they had to show this transformation to show you actually how it like how
Right.
he looks when he transforms. Just so you can. That's like, I don't know. It's like reverse believability. It's like
Yeah.
you don't see
They
that
should have
until
had-
the end. and
They
then
should have
you're
had guys in
like, "Ah."
hazmat suits with like those little radiation detectors, like go around that water, like cone it off. Like nobody go around this puddle.
Yeah, that must be like super contaminated.
Yeah, she's fucked. She's now gonna be She-Hulk.
It's gonna be like Dutch at the end of Predator, like in a hospital.
She would be a really good She-Hulk, actually. She looks the part.
You know, I might actually have to dump Spielberg's War of the Worlds on the pile of commentaries I want to do for this.
Oh,
during
absolutely.
this
I like
shut-in.
it.
I love
really
it.
like that film.
Mm.
Love
When
that.
that movie came out, I remember so many people shitting all over it, and I was like, "What the fuck? This movie's fine."
God, I
Yeah.
think I
Shit.
went and saw that 5 times at the cinema.
Really?
Ooh.
Yeah,
I only saw it the once.
that was the first film that genuinely. I was in my teenage years. I like genuinely was
mhm.
scared. Like I was sitting there, like I'm actually freaking out here. I don't like this. And I,
Yeah,
Freaked me
I
out
was
the first time they came out of the ground and
Yeah,
zapped that
scene.
guy. Yeah.
It's the whole pandemic, like,
Yeah, that's.
realization.
I think the scariest bit in that film is when they're all piling into the car and the girl can't get out. It's all the
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
people
Oh,
stuff,
yeah.
like the way that people just fucking go psycho. That's scarier than the aliens, I think.
I have to say, I
Probably my
love this.
favorite.
Yeah, especially with the gun, like where he's trying to get the car.
I love this shot of
Oh, God,
Nick
yeah.
Nolte's eyes as it turns to black and
Yeah.
white slowly, and he's just staring.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, it
and
doesn't,
it doesn't
change.
change. Yeah.
Yeah, I do like that. This
See-
whole, I love this whole transformation here, where it's just like fucking.
I love this too.
Father and son, because there's an actual like they do have two like practical, like I think the Hulk eye is like the maquette eye or something. Like notice, pay attention when he's transforming. The eye is actually like a practical effect. It's not like CGI or anything.
Hmm.
It's pretty cool.
See, I love this. This
Yeah.
might be my favorite scene in the film. Is when they're
too.
talking to each other in front of these giant like jet engines or whatever.
Yeah.
And
And
it's
Nick
like
Nolte
the
gives his
actors,
big monologue.
yeah, the actors really shine in this moment,
Yeah, I
I
was
agree
building up
completely.
to this moment. Yeah,
which is
whole
funny
movie.
because like all that CGI, all those effects, and the best scene in the
Right,
film is
that's-
two guys sat on a
see-
chair.
Hey, that's
Agreed.
That's,
That's why
stuff.
I like it so much. It's the drama with this father and the son
Mm.
that it sells it more than just a guy in a suit going to fight another guy in a suit.
Yeah,
Like in my opinion,
Yeah,
because it's also like their family too, and they've got this past that's so fucking traumatic.
which
Like
is what the film's
you know,
been building
in
up
a lot
to.
of it's just like
You know what I would have liked?
girlfriend.
It's got
Instead of having the
McDonald's.
big, they would never have allowed this cut to be released. But instead of having the big CG battle with the dad turning electricity and all that stuff and stone, if they just had a fucking fist fight, like normal Bruce
would've
versus
been
the
fucking-
normal dad,
I would have loved that. Yeah.
oh, that would have been a cool
Or
flip to the
no,
whole
or
thing.
they do a
but-
scene where like Nick Nolte is there yelling at him, and he starts to turn into like whatever starfish monster that like we hinted at. And
Oh,
then
that's
you just
lame.
see Bruce Banner just stand up, turn into the Hulk, and then he just fucking pounds his dad into the ground. There's no competition. he just he just splats his dad like God, and they're like, "Stop it!" And he's just smashing his dad into a million pieces on the floor. And then he
When
just
Roger
sits back
Ebert-
down and turns back into Bruce Banner, and then just looks over,
And the
gives a
credits roll.
thumbs up. The credits roll.
Or like,
Oh.
like have the dad like say sorry or like he apologized and like fucking break down something like that.
Mm.
When
Steve,
Roger
when he gets
Ebert,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
well, when he reviewed the Incredible Hulk, that's what he said because that movie boiled down to just two big guys punching each other for 20 minutes in New York City, and he was like, all you guys complained about this earlier movie, and that's you got what you fucking asked for, and it's not as good." Like
Yeah.
Well,
that's
the thing is,
that's
the
how I
fight-
felt.
The fight at the end of this film isn't a.
It's not even that long. It's like
it's not
a
long.
minute, 2 minutes.
It's kind of short, but it's not your stereotypical guys are just punching each other because it's mainly set mostly in that lake, and it's all goes into the past, and then his dad turns
Love
into
the-
like this giant bubble.
yeah.
And you're like, what is
I love
going
It's
on?
just revenge. It's a
The
whole revenge.
lightning where you see like Hulk jumping through the clouds and everything.
Oh, that
Oh,
bit was. I really like that bit. I thought that was really
Yeah.
clever.
It's
It's fucking
beautiful.
cool.
It's fucking
The music
scary
is-
too.
Music is like fucking fantastic.
Dun,
That-
dun, dun, dun. Yeah,
But
it's such
a Greek
thought-
like Titans like Battle
Yeah.
of Titans like it's like the father and son.
Oh yeah,
Zeus,
It's
yeah.
a whole revenge. It's a whole
Zeus and
revenge.
Hercules.
There you go.
Biblical,
Yeah,
biblical.
god of lightning is Zeus, isn't he? And his
It's,
son's the strong one. That's clever.
It's
Yeah.
what do they call it? I can't remember it now.
Icarus.
No, there's a word for it, and it's just completely escaped my mind.
See, this is my favorite part of this entire movie. Is just where he starts crying, and his father's like, "You
Cry until you
like a
die."
human trash."
Yeah.
It's
it's
like
like-
Jesus.
You're not my real son. My real son's inside you.
Yeah, my
Yeah,
real
it's
son's the Hulk.
Cold as fuck.
I forgot to say this, but it's funny because a guy I used to work with, he's a really nice guy, Paul, but we had our arguments, and I felt like, I'm not lying, I really felt like I was Bruce Banner because he was teaching me how to paint. He's kind of like my quote unquote like father figure at my last job, like giving me like lessons on how to paint all these effects or whatever. And he literally looked just like fucking Nick Nolte, and he sounded just like. And he literally like resented me some days like Nick Nolte does, He's just like, you fucking, you're trying to play me here, whatever, he's just like giving me these kind of talks right now. I'm just like, this
When
is
he
a
when he
fucking-
turns into lightning, you have to start worrying.
Yeah, I painted myself green. I was like, let's fucking go. Fucking smashing through this warehouse.
See, I always found I love this shot. It's in a bit like where the dad first turns into the lightning guy, and there's this low angle shot of Bruce turning into the Hulk on the chair, and the dad looming over him, and he just like looks down at him before grabbing him and then shooting off into the sky with the Hulk. It's just this it's very like biblical looking shot, like you were saying, like Zeus or something, like he's looking down, like covered in lightning. Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
This dad is so manipulative, saying he needs his son's strength and that he
He
gave
doesn't
him
give
life.
a fuck about it. He doesn't give a fuck.
He's just
about
trying to
it.
take the shit from him, and like
Well, that's because
What?
yeah,
To me, to humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See
it's
that
great.
again that's kind of like an anti-war thing, isn't it? Like the
That
soldiers out
totally
there
is-
think of what
is
they're
the
doing. It's
message.
like
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
gotta remember, Siki, that it's the villain saying it.
Yeah.
It's like it's not the good guy of the film saying that. It's
the irony.
he's gotta be.
Damn to you, damn humanity.
I like when it's like. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, where he's like mocking him.
Yeah.
Go and me.
Dude, this is such like dark. This is like the dark
It's-
whole comic book.
I like that transition from to the screen.
Actually,
Oh yeah.
this probably perfectly sums up this film. Is like you've got this scene where it's two guys talking on the chair and there's nothing else, and it's just them acting. And it's the full-on drama being realized, and then we go
Then
from
it's
this
the
to
other stuff in the
the other
desert.
stuff, where it's like the CGI weird cerebral jellyfish in the desert ending. Like,
Tell you though, man, it's fascinating to me. Like, I would love to look into more of like how this movie was made and like specifically how it was written and how Ang Lee like.
the documentary on the DVD I've got is pretty good. Goes into it.
Yeah,
quite
it's
well.
good behind the scenes feature. Yeah.
You weak
Ow,
little
God.
speck of human trash. Jesus, what a insult from your father.
Oh god, look at this! It's
And
great.
he did try to kill him when he was younger.
Yeah.
Can't get
You
any
just
worse.
watch me go.
Yeah.
I love him biting on the cable.
Oh, he looks so awesome.
It's fucking. It's
And
I
Bruce Banner
didn't
insane.
see that coming at all.
Because Bruce Banner's getting electrocuted as well.
Mm.
This is like a psychopath made this movie. Like, it's crazy.
The thing is, he
Yeah,
went
I like,
off to
I like
do.
that shot when it.
Did he do
Yeah.
Brokeback Mountain after this?
I
Ang
was
Lee?
gonna say, the guy who made
Yeah,
this make
Brokeback
Brokeback
Mountain.
Mountain.
He did it
Right,
after
check
this. I
out the.
think.
The
Mm.
Hulk's eye. I think is a practical effect here. I just love like the transition, or the. Yeah, this whole. Sick.
Ugh,
Yeah.
just visually.
I love when they're
stunning.
moving into, like, look at that, where all the military dudes are going inside of the fucking.
Yeah, everyone's just like fucking kill him.
All right, guys, let's go get killed by the fucking
Yeah.
giant electricity monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shooting bullets at lightning.
Shooting bullets at a lightning man.
You're nuts.
That's crazy. That look at this. This is like.
It's like Michelangelo.
Oh, I never noticed the face in the lightning,
Yeah, he looks
Yeah.
like Nick Nolte.
where you
yeah.
can see his face.
Yeah. It's just so epic. It's just the right word.
This is probably what Dennis Muren was really trying to like.
Just when they go through
Get
the
excited.
clouds, it's like it just looks so visually striking.
Mhm.
Fucking
Mhm.
awesome.
It's like Michelangelo.
I do think that the Rock guy
It's
looks a
like
little iffy though.
Yeah, I didn't like the Rock guy.
Reminds me of the Never-Ending Story a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These look
And
like
he starts
strong
to suck his
hands.
power.
But they don't have like a really really close up shot of the Rock guy in this, do they?
Oh, I mean,
They don't
You really
zing
see,
on
like-
it, do they?
don't move or anything.
You see the real impressive power of him when he like lifts that fucking massive.
Yeah,
Just
and tosses it in the lake.
Yeah, it's like I think that's like his biggest feat in this movie. Fingers and.
Subtitles just say Hulk roaring.
I love that he like, throws his dad against that rock so powerful his dad just slides halfway into it. Like it's like Jesus
Yeah,
Christ. Just pushes his dad into a rock.
It's fucking nuts.
Yeah,
It'd be so hard to
I-
explain words.
how do you explain this movie to someone? You're like, well, then the Hulk threw his dad into the lake after his dad morphed into the Rock Man, and then he
my
morphed
God.
into the Water Man. Someone be
Hey,
like,
when
"What
we're
the fuck
done
you
with
talking
this,
about?"
when we're done with this, I gotta send you guys a fucking hilarious script that a computer designed for like a Batman film. You guys have the more of you I take.
I do like the idea when he stops fighting it, like all the area just freezes.
That's because they.
What does that mean exactly?
They mention it. The army guys mention
Well,
what's happening. They're like something. Oh no,
Yeah,
Ben,
absorbing
you
all the
mentioned
all the-
ambient energy.
Ambient energy or something. I thought you said Billy mentions it, like Billy from Jurassic Park 3.
Right.
Rough,
Like he just
smooth,
goes,
though.
rough, smooth.
rough, smooth.
He's like on the lake. Brush
You got
with the
all
toothbrush.
you hear like the resonating chamber, and everyone turns in the office, and it's Billy.
Yeah, right. You see Billy in this montage of like dreams, like
Yeah, you hear all these voices from Bruce's family, then you hear, "I rescued your hat."
take it off. Fucking.
Do you see all the
badass.
faces make up the Hulk's faces? The
Yeah.
Hulk's face.
Yeah.
And here we go. His dad's going
He's-
full frog now. That's what's happening.
I
He's
think-
giving him all the.
I think
all
he's
the...
mad. I think he's mad.
He's fucking insane. Like, it is crazy.
Yeah, this part I felt weird watching it with my dad because I'm like, I don't know how my dad's taking this when I was in the cinema. It is batshit.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I don't know how the studio, because I
Greenlit
like it
this?
because
Hey, that's
Yeah,
like a
'cause-
jellyfish as well. Big jellyfish.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
it's like a
What
jellyfish.
is the symbolism of jellyfish in this film?
I
And
can
it's also,
imagine
it
the
looks like an
executives.
atomic bomb as well, going
Yeah.
off.
Yeah,
It also looks like that big blood.
just going like, what the fuck
Droplet.
did like he make? What did he make? This is not Spider-Man. Like I can
Yeah.
imagine them freaking out.
I know, right?
But they all
Was
went
that
out on
missile-
it. That's what I like. They spent so much money on making this as well. So it's like, and it
Yeah,
shows.
all the
It's
toys.
Ang Lee. They just trusted Ang Lee's, like, I think he did so well on Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. You're like, yeah, let's just give it.
It's kind of like the other. This would be like a give David Fincher like Fantastic Four, and he turns out with this.
Yeah,
They're
that's-
like-
yeah.
But we can't sell this. They're like-
Man, it's funny because the way they advertise this film everywhere else, like toys.
yeah, that's what I was. It was
Like
it was
big
like on
blockbuster.
lunchboxes and shit.
Yeah, I mean, it was
You
like it
watch
was
the
literally
film, and it's
like,
like,
it was like Godzilla. Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Is like children. Like this is not a movie made to cater to like the fans of X-Men and Spider-Man from back then.
No,
It's just-
I can imagine them watching this. Like, the fuck is this, Dad?
I'll say this is made for that fucking Lost World generation. That's what it's made for.
yeah. Chickadee.
Join us, Sicky. You love this movie. This is your favorite Marvel film ever made.
I think Sicky's not even watching the film. He's just watching.
He's watching The Incredible Hulk.
Yeah,
He's watching the sequel,
Yeah, I've put the wrong one on by mistake this whole time.
remake.
I really love that bit with Edward Norton where he does that. You're like, what? The fucking.
I just couldn't believe him getting mad, but whatever. He's like, ah.
Yeah, I agreed. Whenever Edward Norton got mad in that movie, I was like, no one's intimidated.
Like, the only time it was like kind of good was when they were doing the test on him at Stern's lab in New York.
Yeah, where he's chained to the table or whatever.
Yeah, like I like that. That was pretty Frankenstein.
It's just goofy. Like they pull that stupid trope where the guys are like trying to hit on that girl at the factory. It's
Oh,
like I've
God.
seen this in so many movies.
well,
See,
there's-
that's
I think
another thing. That's another thing to appreciate about this film is it does none of that shit. Like none of
that
it. It's like, you
goofy,
get none of
cliched
that in
tropes.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, like in the Incredible Hulk, the fucking thing's failing in the middle of the test. He's like, "Stupid grad students," and he's like kicking
Yeah,
them. Get the fuck out of here.
See, and that's what Marvel, in my opinion, that's what they did in their MCU. They took like, and I know that people got pissed off because apparently this Hulk is like very different from some of the stuff in the comics as far as like the origin story and shit. But in my opinion, like just the father-son dynamic is so interesting. It's much more interesting than just guy got zapped and then
That's the
starts
best thing about
hitchhiking.
it. That's the best thing about it, I think.
It's in like my favorite scene with him screaming at Bruce like in that chair. Like that's what I think of when I think of this movie. And like that's
Well, in
I
the
feel like
comics, yeah, his father in the comics was abusive to Bruce and his mother. Like they did take those concepts from the comics, but I think they just elaborated it and turned
It's like a commentary because that is like all the psychopaths and shit that are running about in the real world and people with anger
Yeah.
issues. It does come from the parents and like being like child
Right.
abuse, being abused, neglected.
Hey,
So it's
Dude,
like
Jurassic
on
Park.
Tesla sauna.
yeah, this does look very Jurassic-y.
Hey, Eric
Especially
Banner.
very
it's
with
got
this
it's got
beard.
Carter in it. Carter
Yeah.
runs up to the table, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, let's listen out for that bird sound.
And you've got Eric Bana's dressed very much like Alan Grant. And he's
Alan
even got the
Grant,
beard.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
He
I
pulls
thought
out
that
his
when the movie was
claw.
new.
He's like,
I
Slits
never
the guy's
realised it
throat.
was Carter.
With a red bandana.
Yeah.
Well, one of them. They've all got fucking bandanas on.
yeah. See, this is where the Indoraptor would work.
Yes, exactly. That's
Yeah,
what I mean. Like
yeah.
this sort of environment with these sort of guys.
That'd be scary. Indoraptor over there.
And,
Nobody would stand a chance.
But that's just Jurassic Park again.
He just
yeah.
This is very Jurassic Park. He's got the beard.
See,
He's
but and this also like you wouldn't like me when I'm angry. It's like that's a very like
That's the
Jurassic
last
Park
line
line.
you
That's a
see.
mummy's very angry.
Andres Angrito.
That's a classic line. They saved it for the last line in the film. It's cool.
Yeah.
See, they were setting up for the sequel because it's
And did
like,
you notice
okay,
that
here's-
you
The
notice
green
they zoom out on
frog.
the forest and it
Man,
looks like the like mold that he's staring at and stuff.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it turns all green.
Yeah, that's what that after that scene, I was like, I want to watch that movie. That looks like
Yeah,
an interesting
Jurassic
film.
Park with the Hulk.
Oh, there's an incredible
Where he's
Hulk.
just smashing like like a dictator, South American dictator.
Well, yeah, if
bits.
that was the sequel, I would have loved that. And it's like because he can camouflage in a forest because he's green.
Yeah, I really want to see like that Hulk like in a different environment, like the jungle or whatever. You know, like how cool
Smashing
that
up
would
like
look.
like cartels and stuff.
See,
Christ,
this is
imagine if the Hulk took coke.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit, that'd be
See,
beautiful.
that would be a great scene. That'd be a great scene where he like gets thrown by a tank or something, like an explosion into a building, and his face lands right in a load of coke, and he looks up and he's like, "Rah!" And he just
It like
goes
supercharges
apeshit.
him.
Yeah,
That'd
that'd be great.
Yeah, rewatching this movie, I like it a lot.
Yeah,
I need
I
to
like it. I love it. Good.
like it's fucking
It
insane.
sucked. Yeah, it's shit.
It's like one of the weirdest. Like, it is crazy that this movie was released and they were like, okay, we're gonna make a ton of money on this. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Well,
because
that's
it's not.
looked like Godzilla '98. You know, like they went pretty outlandish with the concept for that film in terms of like design.
But I could see in Godzilla '98 how they thought it would work because they're
It's a
kind
bit
of
more
just
blockbustery and safe.
Oh yeah.
and they've
Bad
got like
numbers,
the
isn't it?
baby Godzillas as the raptors and stuff. They're like, oh, this is just like Jurassic Park.
Whereas
Yeah,
this
no.
But
film's
like
like
with
freaking
this,
all over the place.
This is an Oscar contender. You know,
did this movie get nominated for visual effects?
I don't know.
I think it got nominated for the score.
Oh, good. It should have won. What else came out that year?
Bruce Almighty.
I think Finding Nemo won.
Parts of the Caribbean.
Some
Black
might-
Pearl, I
Oh,
think.
you know, X-Men 2
Oh,
came
yeah.
out this year.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The Pirates of the Caribbean.
Black Pearl are the one for the score, I would have thought.
Speaking of Pirates of the Caribbean, that's another the second one with Davy Jones. The CG work on that face was so convincing when I saw it in theater. I thought it was a practical effect.
That still looks amazing. That
Yeah,
No,
it's
so
one of the best
good.
effects. Yeah.
Do
you
fear death?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that fucking noises. It's great.
Yeah, the
Who was
little,
the actor that played him?
is it Ben Kingsley who played him?
No,
Bill Nye.
Bill Nye.
Nine.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with him.
Strap Bill, you're a liar, and you will spend an eternity on the ship.
Me and my friends used to joke about, you know, how at the end of the film he opens up the case and there's like he finds his heart's gone. Me and my friends always talked about, like, imagine if like Jack Sparrow was on the ship and there was a toilet and then Jack's like, I'm sorry about the mess in there, mate, and he runs in, opens the toilet lid, and then you don't see what's in the toilet, but he's like, Jack Sparrow. So clogged his loo.
I like it
that
when
was
when they have to go on land to have a meeting and Davy Jones is like stood in a bucket of water.
yeah, I like that too.
See, that
Wait, was
annoys
that the
me a
second
little
or
bit
the
though, because
third
he could make like water shoes and then just walk on land
Yeah.
regardless. He could just make little water boots.
The
It'd be
thing with
fine.
the Pirates of the Caribbean movies was I was so into the first one and the second one, and the third one when I saw it, I thought the first like 30 minutes of the third one were great, And then like after that,
It's fucking chaos after that. It's so much
it's
is crammed in.
I remember I've only seen it like once or twice. I just remember 2 pirate ships circling a fucking like whirlpool. Like,
yeah. I stick with the first and second. It's like the rest are just.
5th one's real bad.
I'm probably going to wrap this up here, guys, because I'm going to have to
terrible.
go. So, cheers for
Okay.
for coming on this Hulk podcast. Well, this commentary, sorry. And
Hulk podcast.
yeah, the Hulk podcast. And we ended it on Pirates of the Caribbean. What was I going to say? Yeah, we'll probably do Alien Resurrection next, if everyone's up for that. Have a bit of a laugh with that film.
Greatest
And then
movie ever
Alien
made.
versus Predator probably after that.
Alien versus Predator is better than Alien Resurrection.
No, I don't agree with that.
No.
Yes, it is, Jack.
Because it doesn't have the 90s.
I think it is.
It doesn't have the excuse of being a 90s film to get away with its problems.
I think it visually looks like 5 steps below. But anyway,
I don't care.
Anyway, we'll see you there, folks. Bye bye.
So yeah.